So once again, welcome on board, everyone. And we're going to be starting any moment from now. Apologies for the itches. They are already being resolved, and we are good to go. So for the benefit of those of our audiences that are joining us, I'd like to welcome you to the unusual edition of World Tourism Day 2020 under the auspices of Youth Tourism Development Organization. Captain Emmanuel is my name. I am co-moderator for this August wonderful event. It's August event in September, but that is very, very powerful. So I want to welcome all our panelists on board. And for the time you've spent so far with us, thank you very much. It's been a wonderful, awesome time we've spent together. And to those our audiences, thank you very much also for the opportunity to join us today. I understand that we are going to be having some dignitaries in the house today, and we are so much happy to have you guys on board. So you permit me to share the screen with you, and then we kick off as planned. Thank you very much. As I said, welcome on board again, and I'm still doing my best to have my panel co-moderator on board. She's having a bit of issue connecting to us, but she's going to join us. So this is our beautiful flyer for World Tourism Day, and you can see we have the beautiful faces in the room. And also, let me quickly use this opportunity to say that this virtual World Tourism Day is organized by Youth Tourism Development Organization, Nigeria, and co-hosted with TBS International. It's so wonderful to have you guys today. And without wasting any further time, we're going to go to the first agenda on the program of activity for today, and that will be the National Anthem. So I'm going to share my screen as we look at the second stanza of our National Anthem for this country. Stay tuned, stay connected. So since I'm the only one that can speak, then what will happen is that you all recite, and then I will do the narrating. Yeah, thank you. So let's take the national anthem. O God of creation, direct our noble course. Guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true, great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. I'll give you a minute to recite personally and sink in the words of this anthem, and then we're going to move into the next agenda. Thank you very much. So I want to believe that you all recited the national anthem, sinking in the words. Those words are powerful words and they mean a lot. So without wasting any further time, I'm going to go to the next agenda. And I hope our panelists are ready for their pitch. Mr. Aditoyeshe, you want to keep yourself in the video, no distractions. Madam Yakubu, you are looking so cute. Thank you for being here today. All right. Apologies for the delay. We just want to make sure we follow the order of activity. And I'm very lucky because my co-moderator and the convener is now in the house. So permit me to unmute my co-moderator so that I don't get fined. Okay. So Ms. B, welcome on board. And then our convener is also in the house, Mr. Pascal. Mr. Pascal, welcome on board. The next agenda we're going to be doing immediately and moving into now is the President's Remark. And I want to quickly allow Mr. Pascal to introduce the YTDO President. And then I'm going to have the YTDO's President Remark on the screen. So Mr. Pascal, can you unmute yourself and introduce to us the YTDO President? Pascal, are you there? Okay, since Pascal is not responding, I'm going to have the President's Remark on the screen for everyone. Please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, Pascal, we
Hello?
can hear.
Yes. I said I want to tender an apology for coming in late. It's due to the technical issues we have. My name is Ogunkoya Pascal. I'm the convener of this webinar. Permit me to welcome our national president. Hello? Hello, can you hear me all?
Yes,
Hello?
they can all hear you, but
Yes.
they can't talk to you because everyone is muted except the moderators and conveners. Thank you, Mr. Pascal.
Now, permit me to welcome the national president of the Youth Tourism Development Organization, Nigeria, in person of Comrade Okon Emmanuel, to give his opening remark. Thank you so much. Captain, over to you. Hello? Hello, Captain, over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Pascal. And I want to appreciate the YTDO president for gracing us with his opening remarks today. I'll take the opening remarks, and then I want everyone to join with rapt attention. Opening remarks by Comrade Emmanuel Okon, President of Youth Tourism Development Organization, YTDO Nigeria, on the occasion of the YTDO World Tourism Day 2020 online seminar on Saturday, 26th September 2020. I, on behalf of the Board of Trustees and National Executive Council of our organization, welcome you, the distinguished participants and panelists, to the YTDO Nigeria World Tourism Day 2020 seminar with the topic, Youth Involvement in Global Action for Peace and Knowledge through Tourism, organized by YTDO Nigeria Lagos State Chapter to commemorate the World Tourism Day 2020 celebration on September 27, 2020. As you are aware, the United Nations World Tourism Organization designated year 2020 as the year of tourism and rural development with the theme Tourism, Building Peace, Fostering Knowledge. This year's celebration is simply aimed at employing tourism for the development of rural areas through the preservation and promotion of natural and man-made cultural and tourism heritage, to curb migration to the urban areas, and how tourism can be utilized towards peace and knowledge with jobs, employment, and other socio-economic opportunities. Globally, tourism as a veritable instrument for revenue generation, empowerment, and integration, and as a leading employer of labor and an economic strength of countries and rural communities needs to be sincerely embraced by every institution and individuals, especially at this critical time for tourism recovery, occasioned as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Tourism holds solutions to the impacts of the crisis in the area of low income and digital divide in the rural areas are struggling with. Youth tourism is a form of tourism that involves young independent travelers who desire to experience new culture and to benefit from new learning opportunities, formal or informal, in an unknown and different environment the young person is used to. This segment of tourism, youth tourism, is the fastest growing segment of the tourism industry that accounts for over 23% of global tourism travelers. Youth travelers are not deterred by economic problems, never. Political or civil unrest, terrorism, disease, and other natural disasters. They travel for longer periods and spend a greater proportion of their total budget directly in local communities' destinations. They involve in a purpose-driven travel as they work and study abroad, engage in volunteer services, and not only that, language learning travel. They make important contributions to other destinations industries as they travel to study or gain work experience in destinations that encourage youth tourism and draws young professionals who may likely settle down there to contribute to the development of work-related skills. And the youth tourists are also known to be influencers and trendsetters because they make a destination quite interesting to other adult tourists and also stimulate local tourism businesses at such destinations. The topic for this event is timing and key at this point in time that the world is experiencing tension and violence and needs enduring peace. Youth tourism holds the potentials of building peace and eliminating crisis in that the youth are agents of social change and development. The youth are adventurous and explorative in nature, and these qualities make them to travel and stay longer at destinations, either for study, work, and other travel programs. At such destinations, they easily interact and make friends without fear of betrayal, learn and speak other languages, and assimilate with other cultures and environment, and also engage in intertribal or racial marriage, which may lead to a lifetime stay at destinations of visit. These characteristics constitute factors that enhance youth travelers, okay, involvement and contribution to fostering peace and impacting knowledge to make the communities and the world a better place to live in. What a true statement. In conclusion, may I use this opportunity to call on the youth in Nigeria to join our organization towards complementing government and private organizations' efforts in the drive for the desired tourism and culture sector. Once again, I am appealing to the government and private institutions. I'm appealing to the government and private institutions. Excuse me. In conclusion, let me take that again. May I use this opportunity to call on the youth in Nigeria to join our organization towards complementing government and private organizations' efforts in the drive for the desired tourism and culture sector. Once again, I am appealing to the government and private institutions, as well as spirited individuals, to support YTDO Nigeria in our commitment to establish a vibrant youth tourism segment in Nigeria. I must appreciate the ESCOs of YTDO Nigeria Lagos chapter, Chief Daniel Tazan Balogun, the boatman of Tazan Marine Limited, Miss Loretta Togulun Bickerstead of Wave School of Hospitality, Captain Emmanuel Great of TBS International, all the panelists or discussants, and all participants for making this event a success. May I, at this juncture, declare this event open and wish all of us a fruitful deliberation and celebration of this valuable World Tourism Day. Thank you and God bless you. So that was not my speech, remember? That is the president of Youth Tourism Development Organization, Mr. Comrade Emmanuel Okon. And that was a wonderful one. That was a wonderful, wonderful one. So moving on now in this August edition of World Tourism Day, happening in September actually. I'm going to invite my co-panelist, Ms. B, to move us on in the program of activities as we proceed on this virtual World Tourism Day. Ms. B, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Captain. It's indeed a pleasure to have everybody here. I hope you can hear me very clearly. It's very exciting. We want to apologize again for starting this late. We know, I can always say it, we're in Nigeria, so we will try to do the best we can. So fantastic. So all the panelists are waiting, and I just want to do a bit of housekeeping to carry us along, because I must tell us that this is not the normal webinar that we might be used to attending, where you have people talking about different tourist sites. So in this particular webinar, we are going to hear our panelists giving us presentations about specific places that they are familiar with. But apart from telling us about those specific places and the characteristics of those places, they are going to help us to better appreciate, in relation to the theme of today, the fact that where can youth get involved and how can we also create wealth from those tourist sites. I think and I hope that by the end of this webinar, we will better appreciate the fact that we are really blessed with a lot of destinations in our country, and there's still a lot to be done, really. So on that note, it gives me great pleasure. I shall be co-moderating with my very able moderator, Captain, as well, with the panelists. So I'm sure the panelists are all ready and eager to start off with us. So we're going to go right into the presentations. If you have questions, please share with us in the chat, or after the whole presentation, then we will take questions. Besides that, we will take one significant comment in between along the line, but we'll let you know. And as we go along, I'm sure my co-moderator has mentioned that we will try to recognize certain people in our presence as well. So thank you for that as we move on. So it gives me great pleasure to call on Madam Yakubu for her to introduce. Okay.
Hold on, Ms. B.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No problem.
I'd like our audience and participants, also panelists, to be aware that right now we have Mr. Tangod in the house, who is the representative from the Office of the Commissioner of Delta State Tourism. Welcome on board,
sir.
Mr. Tangod.
Welcome, sir. Right. So I think, Captain, we have introduced, presented the profiles of the panelists before I logged in. Am I right?
Come again, Ms. B.
I said we have already projected the profiles of the panelists before I logged in.
No, not yet.
Okay, so I don't know if we want to quickly do that before we go into the presentation proper.
All right, we should do that now.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So their audience, we are just going to project the profile of all our panelists for today so that you can have an idea They have been specifically selected, for their passion and for their contribution so far to the development of tourism in their respective states. So it gives us great pleasure to present the profiles of these panelists, which my co-moderator will be bringing up soon. Thank you so much, and we really appreciate your spending the time with us today. Thank you. Captain, is the profile coming up? So over
Yes,
to you, Captain.
Profile is on.
So over to you.
So this is going to be very, very brief and sharp. And it's with pleasure that I introduce to our audience the fantastic pool of panelists that we've been able to put together for this wonderful event. These professionals are actually a giant, a quantum in their own field of domestic tourism where they have selected, but not only are they professionals, they are practitioners, all right? They practice tourism, and that's what they live, eat, and do for a living, for life. So without wasting any further time, permit me to bring on to you, as you can see on your screen, the first panelist for this edition of World Tourism Day Virtual, Madam Nana Yakubu. She is the zonal coordinator of the Nigerian Tourism Development Corporation, NTDC, North Central, and she's based in Jos. But permit me to say that on this webinar, she wouldn't be speaking on behalf of NTDC. She's speaking as a professional and a practitioner in the business of domestic tourism, and she's talking to us about Jos. Next on the list is none other than Mr. Toyeshe Adewoye, a tourism consultant and the founder of Tourism Library Ytdo in Oyo State. Following after him is Ogbeni Babajide Fajuyi, the MD CEO of Link Tours and also founder of Yoruba Tourism Club based in Ekiti State. Following immediately is Madam Alheri Jibizin, the General Manager of Command Guest House, Bauchi, who is going to be ably represented today by Mr. Dan Juma, talking about Bauchi State. Next immediately is Mr. Temitope Akinteriwa, the MD of My Dream Tours, representing Ondo State. Watch out for a fantastic presentation about Ytdo on the Hills today. Next is my friend, Mr. Bolaji Sheo, who is an award-winning travel tourism domestic practitioner. He's a team leader at Niger Tours. Funniest enough, even though he's Yoruba, he's representing Nasarawa State, giving the northern part of Nigeria a representation in this event. That's very commendable. That shows nationalism and patriotism. Next immediately is Mr. Anago James Osho. Mr. Anago James Osho is an award-winning tour guide, and he's a tourism practitioner based in Lagos State. Today, he'll be talking to us about Badagry. Next is Ms. Haiwe Regina Ngozi, the CEO of Rigi Travels and Tours, ably representing Abia State today. Following immediately is my very good friend, a professional in the hospitality field, a lead consultant of Ibom Tourism. I popularly call him Mr. Ibom Tourism. He is representing today Akwa Ibom State. So, the 10th panelist on board today is Mr. Omotosho Olamileko, a tour guide representing Kwara State today. Definitely not from Kwara State, but representing Kwara State, patriotism and nationalism, speaking there. Next on the list is Mr. Priye Kiriyamo. Mr. Priye Kiriyamo is an elder statesman in tourism, if you permit me to say that. He's a tourism consultant and is representing Bayelsa State. And that's the state of our ex-president, Goodluck Jonathan. So look forward to hearing from him today. Next is Mr. Kingsley Nzoma. This guy just won this year the Tourism Top 100 Club Award, just this month of September. So Mr. Kingsley is the ex-president of Tourism Comedy Club and is also representing Anambra State today. Amazing pictures from this guy. Next on the list is my very own personal friend and also someone who is a mentee in the industry. I'm so glad to have her on board representing the other state. This lady is reviving tourism in the other state and is doing something fantastic currently. Watch out to listen to her. Ms. Efsiba Irobie Sophia is the CEO of Tide Travels and Tours and is representing the other state. Permit me to tell you, is the founder of the Delta Youth Tourism Forum also. Next is number 14 on the list, Mr. Olaso Shola, a friend and a brother and also a mentee in the industry. I'm so happy to have mentored some of these people. I'm seeing their faces there. But this guy is amazing. He's a founder of Tourism Club Caswell and is representing Ogun State today. Amazing young guy, very passionate about tourism. Look forward to listening to him today. Next is Mr. John Paul Ezeani, a tourism consultant representing Enugu State today. Next on the list is, my friend, Mr. Doze Obi, passionate speaker, passionate about tourism. He is the lead consultant at Green Ace DMC. He is representing Imo State, and I hope to see him in the Imo attire today, just like he is in the picture. Next, and finally, if I'm not wrong, is Mr. Said Fakir. Mr. Said Fakir is my boss as far as Osun State tourism is concerned. I met this guy in tourism, and he knows the nooks and crannies of everything about tourism, but specifically he's a specialist in Osun State tourism. And he is the founder and MD of the Visit Avenue, representing Osun State. And watch out, Osun State is my state. So listen to this guy. Number 18 is my boss, okay? Yesterday she was asking me, Captain, why should I be moderator one? And why are you moderator two? And I said, for God's sake, Miss B, you are the lady. So why should I be moderator one? It doesn't really matter if this event is a virtual event, the lady comes from. So meet my boss and my comrade on this event today, who moderator one, Miss Loretta Togun Bicasted, hospitality consultant and lecturer with Crest School of Hospitality. Very meticulous lady, very professional. She spent almost an hour talking to me on the phone yesterday just to make sure that this event goes well. Fantastic lady. Nice to meet you, ma'am. And next again is my humble self, Captain Emmanuel Great. Some people call me the tourism captain. Yes, I am. I'm the founder and CEO at Tourism Business Synergies International. I am so proud and happy to be co-hosting this event with Ytdo Nigeria. Then this event is not going to be complete if I don't show you the face of the man behind the scene. And that is none other than this fantastic guy. I don't know how he has done it since 2009, organized World Tourism Day physically in every state. This guy is amazing. You know him, all of you know him. But I need to also let our audiences who might be meeting for the first time to know Pascal Ogunkoya. He's the PRO of Ytdo Lagos State Chapter and is the brain behind all of this. But he's not the only one. There's another guy who is also a behind the scene. This guy loves the backstage, but this guy he moves mountains and is none other than Mr. Biodun Ipayi. Mr. Biodun Ipayi, very amazing guy. You know that some people like us like to talk. Some people, they don't talk. They just stay behind the scene and move things and make things happen. Mr. Biodun Ipayi is someone like that. He's the General Secretary of Ytdo Lagos State Chapter. Himself and Mr. Pascal are the brain behind this virtual World Tourism Day 2020, the first ever of its kind. And with that long speech, I hand over to my moderator one, Miss B. Miss B, you have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Captain, for that fantastic introduction of the panelists we have today. And welcome again to all the wonderful guests we have today. So without much ado, we have a schedule of all these panelists to run through their presentation. So we have a wonderful event today. So I'm just going to go right, and I want to tell the panelists, we might call you not based on the order before, it might be based on who is here now and now. So I would please like to take first somebody else that was not on the list because of certain things that have come up suddenly. So it gives me great pleasure to ask Mr. Anago if he's ready to please quickly give us his presentation. Thank you so much. And right after that, Madam Yakubo will take your presentation. Thank you. So, Mr. Anago, are you there? Can you unmute yourself so that we can go ahead with the presentation?
Oh, Miss B, that's Anago?
Yes, Anago, sorry. So Anago. So please, can we have Mr. Anago? Are you there? Can you hear me? Mr. Anago, are you there? Well, if he's not there, then we might now have to tell
Miss
Madam
B,
Yaku. Yes.
please, you need to understand that we have to
Okay.
unmute them from here. So Mr.
Okay.
Nana, Mrs. Nana is actually in the house.
Yes,
Please,
but
mute us.
Information was given to me by Pascal that we might need to take Mr. Anago first. So if you can unmute him if he's around.
Okay, I can confidently tell you from here that Mr.
Okay.
Anago is not in the house now.
Now, okay. So I think we will take Madam Yakubu then.
Madam
And then
Yakubu
when we see
is fine.
he's
She's
around, we will get back to him. Okay, Madam Yakubu, please, the floor is yours for your presentation. Thank you so much. You've got 5 minutes, please.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Nana D. Yakubu, representing Jos Plateau State, and it's a pleasure to be here at the Virtual World Tourism Day celebration organized by the Youth Tourism Development Organization. And we know that youths are the backbone of tomorrow's tourism industry. Their activities also presents considerable
Madam
opportunity.
Yakubu, sorry to cut you, but your video doesn't seem to be showing. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Really?
Yes, but if there's any issue, just go ahead with the presentation. That's fine, so that we don't have to keep the audience waiting.
My video is not showing.
Yes, as far as I can see from my own end, unless Captain can say otherwise, but I think you can still just go ahead so that we don't keep the audience waiting. At least we can hear your voice.
Okay, but there's really, I'm sure it's from Captain's end then.
Okay,
no,
so
ma'am,
please just.
it's not from my hand. Your video is not
really?
showing. I believe it must be network.
Yes, if you check your icon of the video.
Yeah, it's on.
It's on. Okay, so please just go ahead. Don't worry. At least we can hear
Okay.
your voice very well. Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Good morning. My name is Nana D. Yakubu. I'm representing Jos Plateau State. I'm really happy to be here at the Virtual World Tourism Day celebration organized by Nigerian Youth Tourism Development Organization. And we know that youths are the backbone of tomorrow's tourism industry. Their activities in tourism presents considerable opportunity for the future. Now, Plateau State has so many tourist attractions from natural, eco, and cultural heritages. Among some of the attractions are the Wase Insalbal Rock. We have the cycad, an endangered species said to be the very first plant on earth and native to West Africa, found in Plateau State. And then, of course, we have the Mafarazung Waterfalls that I'll be talking about. The Mafarazung Waterfalls is a fascinating and captivating falls surrounded by hills and mountains with lush vegetation. I've hiked the waterfalls several times. It is located about a few kilometers away from the Rukuba military barracks, and it takes about 1 hour, 30 minutes off rainy season period. But during the rainy season period, you spend about 2.5 hours to get there. The activities around the waterfalls are swimming, picnicking, and hiking. And of course, there are short-term investment opportunities in Mafarazungu. The need to have viewing areas, restrooms, sports and souvenir shops, and also water rafting activities. Tourists, both local and foreign, visit the falls all year round. And if some of these facilities are in place, youths will also benefit from the falls, such as being travel advisors, excellent tour guides with storytelling skills, travel blogging, advocacy groups to promote peace through tourism, such as the Ytdo doing now. And of course, there are challenges around the falls too. We have very poor road network from the local government itself to the village. There's a need to grade the road that will lead to the waterfalls. And then communication network there's a need to upgrade almost all the communication networks so that you'll be able to communicate with the visitors. You'll be able to be able to have enough data to do your online and internet work. And then there's a need for security. We know that every attraction, there's a need to have security of tourists and of course, security of the attraction. In as much as the proximity to the military barracks is there because you have visitors coming in here, but it's very important that every attraction have security for the tourists and also for the attraction. And on this note, I wish to wish everyone a very happy World Tourism Day 2020. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Madam Yakubu, for that pace. You know, you've started us all very well in less than 5 minutes, giving that wonderful content. So indeed, audience, we would not waste more time. We'll have time to talk about anything that comes up. So now I'm going to also call upon our next panelist, if Mr. Anago still is not around. And the next panelist is Mr. Omotosho. Please, Mr. Omotosho, if you are there, we're all ears and eager to listen to you. Mr. Omotosho, please. Captain, we will need you to help us unmute Mr. Omotosho. Captain, Mr. Omotosho, are we unmuting Mr. Omotosho for us? I see that Mr. Anago is around. Captain, are you with me?
Yes, Miss B, I'm with you, okay. Miss B.
I see that Mr. Anago is around, so I don't know if he's ready for us before Mr. Omotosho. Can you unmute Mr. Anago so that we can find out if he's ready for his presentation, please?
Yes, he's unmuted.
Okay, Mr. Anago, are you ready for the presentation, or you want us to go ahead with one of the panelists first? I think he's trying to get
it's a privilege for me. If you can hear me.
Yes, we can, even though there's a bit of, you know.
Hear me?
Yes, you're audible, but there's a bit of, you know, interference around you there. But if you can go ahead with your presentation, that's fine. We hope it gets better. Captain, I think, I don't know if he's still with us or we lost him.
He's still with us. He unmuted himself.
Okay. Okay, he muted himself.
He muted himself. And
I think, Mr. Anago, if you can hear me, you will need to unmute yourself. You have muted yourself. Please unmute yourself. Okay, thank you. So
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. We are ready for your presentation.
Okay. Okay. It's a privilege for me to be here. And when we talk about the World Tourism Day, to us as practitioners, it is like celebrating Christmas. And I want to use the opportunity to tell the organizers of this event, the Youth Tourism Development Organization, that it's a good job. And I, Anagosho, I'm proud to identify with them and their activities. I'm representing Lagos State, and when we talk about tourism, we talk about youth. Lagos State is a very important area that I've done a lot of exploits when we talk about tourism. But specifically today, because for some time now, my interests have been on ecotourism. We've been promoting cultural tourism, historical tourism, but ecotourism is very massive. And I don't know if you've seen that I've been moving around. We're having a project right now at Ilaje Fishing Village on Berefu Peninsula in Badagry. As soon as I leave the panel, leave the event. I'm going straight to Berefu, to Ilaje Fishing Village, where we built a fishing upnet. And this involves the youth. There's no how we talk about tourism development without talking about the youth, because they make the work easy for us, and tourism creates job opportunities. This is what we've been talking about. So, what attraction will I be talking about? I'll be talking about Ilaje Fishing Village. Ilaje Fishing Village. Ilaje is a place. Ilaje Fishing Village is a place here in Ilaje on Berefu Peninsula. And the tourism potential there is very enormous. It's huge. And organizations should take advantage of this. In fact, YTDO have to organize an event maybe after this very event. We have to organize a familiarization tour so that I can take you guys to Ilaje Fishing Village, because it's better for us to see some of these things. It's not enough for us to continue to talk and talk and talk. Action speaks louder. We want youth to be involved. We are talking about employment. We are talking about peace. How can we talk about peace in community, in rural area, without involving the youth, without giving youth employment? That is what we are doing here at Ilaje Fishing Village. You can talk about attraction centers. You can talk about all that, but we must also consider how it will affect youth directly. Since yesterday, I have not really slept. You can see my eyes.
Sorry about that, the audience, as if there's a kind of glitch there that has stopped us hearing his voice. So let's see what we can do. We give a few minutes more and see if he comes on board again, really. Captain, are you there? We might have to take our next panelist, but we don't want to cut in between if we take her, but I think we might have to go to the next panelist so that we don't keep the audience waiting. So I don't know if Mr. Omotosho is in the house. Captain, do we have Mr. Omotosho in the house to take his presentation next?
Mr. Omotosho is not in the house at this time.
Okay, Mr. Olasukomi, is Mr. Olasukomi around, please? But please note that we might have to cut you off again if Mr. Anago comes back on, so that we can finish with ease. But in order for us not to keep the audience waiting, we want to go now to Mr. Olasukomi, please.
Mr. Olasukomi is in the house.
Fantastic. So Mr. Olasukomi, can we hear your voice? Are you ready for your presentation, please?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is T.R. Ishola Olasukomi, President Tourism Club, Tasu Chapter, and I'll be representing Ogun State this morning. So Ogun State, we are very blessed with different tourist attractions and tourist potentials in Ogun State. For instance, we have our famous Olumorok, also a fast-growing Adire market. So visiting Ogun State without getting quality Adire, it's like you just coming and passing by. But today I'll be talking about one beautiful attraction in Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State, which is the Yemoji Natural Pool. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
okay.
I can hear you.
Yemoji Natural Pool is a tourist attraction located in Imagbon town, which is along Ijebu-Ekwe Lagos Expressway. Yemoji Natural Pool is a pool that has a lot of history details, but today I'll be keeping us board with the details about the history behind these attractions. But how youth can get involved in this beautiful attraction, because I notice not everybody know about this beautiful attraction. which is why the youth need to come in terms of promoting this place as a destination, like being a tour guide, also a blogger, writes about these beautiful attractions. I've been there, I've seen a lot of potentials about this attraction because it's a very refreshing place for you to come around together and refresh their mind. But apart from that, the youth around this environment need to be sensitized about this place because some of this attraction, the area is being littered with different being waste. So if the youth around this environment are being sensitized that, look, this place is a beautiful tourist attraction that could fetch you income if you can do this, keep this place neat, promote it to tourists to come and visit, so they can earn more when they actually we train them on how to promote this destination. Also, this attraction is very good for swimming because the tour guide present there happens to be a one-time Olympic swimmer, which shows that this place is a cool place where we can train youth on how to swim, which is one aspect of our sport tourism that I can say the state and even the country is lacking behind when it comes to swimming. Also, for investors to come into this place, because this site needs a cool, refreshing chalet where guests can actually sit and take some rest even before going into this river. Also, there is need for a, a viewing center, let me say, because they need something that could make this place more functional. If we need something like that, we are talking about bringing in more games to this attraction apart from coming there to swim, something that can also attract youth like a table tennis, a snooker. Also, a restroom needs to be set up at these attractions. If all these things are in place, I can tell you more visitors will be coming in, and this place will be a very great attraction in Ogun State, and we'll have more youth participating in it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Olasukomi, for using the time, that was required. Thank you. We're very grateful for that. So without much ado again, Captain, I don't know if Mr. Anago is around. If not, we will go to the next person, which will be Mr. Jose. So if Mr. Anago is not around, Captain, maybe we will take Mr. Obidoze then.
All right. So before we take Mr. Obidoze, I'd like to inform all our audience and panelists that we have our distinguished Ytdo president in the house, in the person of Comrade Emmanuel Okon. And we'll just quickly allow him to say hello to us before we continue. After him, I will quickly also want to recognize the presence of the Ytdo patron, Mr. Tazan is also here in the house with us. So, Comrade Emmanuel Okon, please kindly unmute yourself and just say hello to the audience, sir. 30 seconds. Okay, unfortunately, he logged out. Mr. Tazan, if you are there, please quickly say hello to the audience, 30 seconds. Mr. Tazan, please unmute your microphone. Also, I'm being told that the president of the Federation of Tourism Association of Nigeria, Delta State, is also with us in the house. When I get a name, I will inform the whole house. Mr. Tazan, yes, please, we want to say hello to the house.
Hello to everybody and good morning. And I wish us a blessed World Tourism Day tomorrow.
Thank you very much, sir. It's so wonderful to have your voice. I can see the smile on Pascal's face that you're able to talk to us. So as soon as I have Comrade back in the house, we'll allow him to say hello. And let me also, oh, Comrade is back. Let me try if he can unmute himself now. Okay, Comrade, can you unmute yourself and say hello to us? 30 seconds.
Yes, I think so. Good morning, all. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm so sorry that I couldn't come into the meeting room early because of unstable network. And I'm happy that I'm on the meeting room. I am so glad. I want to greet every distinguished participant that has taken their time out to be on this event today. Today is a memorable day in the life span of the Ytdo Nigeria, and I believe at the end of today we all will have something to go home with. So I so much appreciate everybody on the platform this morning, and I wish all of us a very enjoyable or rejoiceable World Tourism Day. So sorry I couldn't come earlier to present my speech, but I'm told my speech has been presented. I'm okay with that, and maybe as we move on, I will give some of my contribution. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. It's such indeed an honor to have your voice. One of our audience in the chat room says she's so happy to hear your voice, sir. Thank you for being here. So,
I'm grateful.
All right, sir. So without wasting any further time, Ms. B, I can see, I was seeing Mr. Anago in the house. Let me confirm if
I think he left us a message. He has a network issue, so I think he has sort of like, wrapped up really.
Wrap it up. All right, so he's coming in to wrap up his presentation, right?
No, he might not be able to. So he has wished us,
he
all
might
the best
not be able to.
Yeah,
all
because
right,
of
so
this
that means
network.
we are going to pick. That means we are going to take Mr. Doze right away.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. Okay. So while Mr. Doze is presenting, we would like Sophia to be ready for her presentation as well.
All right, Miss Sophia, get ready after Mr. Ibom Tourism, because he's connecting here today as Ibom Tourism. So, Mr. Doze, you want to unmute your microphone?
Okay. Mr. Doze? Has he?
Yes.
Has he been able to? Okay. Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Doze, the floor is yours. You have 5 minutes for your presentation, please. Mr. Doze, can you hear me? Mr. Doze? Is that not Ibom Tourism?
But it seems not to be hearing us.
That's Ibom Tourism.
It's Ibom Tourism, yes. Mr. Doze, you want to disconnect from that hands-free so that you can have your sound.
Okay.
All right.
I think he's trying to get. Yes. So their audience, they're with us. We're in Nigeria. Yes. Apologies.
Mr. Doze, Mr. Ibom Tourism, can you hear us now?
Hey, you guys, loud and clear.
Okay. All right. So the floor is yours for the next 5 minutes, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I especially greet the organizers of this wonderful event. It's quite unfortunate that during the 2020 World Tourism Day, we couldn't do something physical, but this is, I think this is the next level. So I can't appreciate this. My name is Alan Efe, and I'm representing the brand Ibom Tourism. So I'll be speaking for Akwa Ibom State, which happens to be my state of origin. I'm patriotic, but I have to speak for my state. Now, Akwa Ibom happens to be one of the coolest and most peaceful destinations in Nigeria currently. But I'll be talking about 3 major destinations. Now, the longest sand beach in Africa is located in Akwa Ibom, which is the Ibom Beach. Now, we also have the slave route in Akwa Ibom. We have the the slave bunkers in Ikodobasi, where slaves were stored before they were taken out of the shores of Nigeria. We have the slave warehouse. We have the amalgamation house, where the treaty to amalgamate the Northern and Southern Protectorate was signed in 1914, sorry. Then we have the Cashew Beach. Now, the Cashew Beach is what I'll be talking about because that's where we recently discovered in Akwa Ibom. Now, the Cashew Beach happens to be an island beach in Eastern Obolo in Akwa Ibom State. It is it's rivaling Ibono Beach as the longest sand beach in Africa. But the interesting about this particular beach is that it's an island beach, just like what we have in Badagry, just like what we have in several places in Nigeria. But in South, we don't have something like this. So this happens to be like a major discovery. Now, the Cashew Beach, why we named it Cashew Beach is because it has abundance of cashews. So that's why the name Cashew Beach came into the picture. Now, what are the interesting factors about the Cashew Beach? Now, unlike other island beaches that you have to do a 25-minute boat ride or 30-minute boat ride to, this one has only about 5-minute boat ride to the island beach. And it has not been explored before. It's a virgin island beach. So the opportunities are very enormous. So I will start by talking about the characteristics of the beach. It has cashews all over. I don't know who planted them, but when you get to the beach, you see abundance of cashews. Now, it is a virgin beach. It is an island beach, which is not found. It's not common to find an island beach in South Nigeria. Then another interesting factor is that it is only a 5-minute boat ride. So for people that have phobia for boat ride, it's only about 5 minutes. You can actually point to where you're going. So you don't have to fear that there might be a boat mishap and you can't swim to shore. Those fears have been eradicated by the shortness to the beach. Now, what are the things that could be done at the beach? Because it's an island beach, we can have resorts, we can have beach hut, we can have businesses. There are no businesses around the area. So the economic, what can be done in that area happens to be very enormous. So we can have resorts, we can have beach hut, we can have businesses spring up. We can then, how would the youth be involved? Now, currently, if you go to that place, you discover that the youth are just walking around. So we can have tour guides, we can have divers, we can have security, we can have maintenance we can have maintenance people for the resort. We can even have the boat riders. You know, so the opportunity for the youth in that area is very enormous. Then there will also be a traffic to the area, meaning that they can sell their goods. People can start up businesses by the beach. People can do a whole lot in that particular area. And since it's an island beach has a way of selling itself. Now, what are the challenges we have? Basically, the good thing about that beach is that government has constructed a road from the city of Uyo to the shore where you have to board a boat. And it's about 1 hour, 45 minutes, to that particular place. So meaning that government has played the part. Now, the part government hasn't done is to provide proper security for that area, which we know if we engage them properly, they're going to do it. So the opportunities at the Cashew Beach Island is very enormous. So for the investors, what are the opportunities? Now, any investor that puts in money for that particular location will be investing in the south region of Nigeria because we don't have things like the Jara Beach and all those things around here. So the opportunities are, an investor can come in and invest in a cruise boat, an investor can invest in the resort, an investor can build hut, an investor can come in and just take up businesses around that place. So the investment opportunities available around that beach is very enormous. And we are calling on investors, we are calling on government, we're also calling on every interested person that is interested in developing tourism in Nigeria to look at Cashew Beach as a destination worth developing and promoting in Nigeria. Thank you very much. My name remains Alan Efe.
Wow, Mr. Anago, I wish we had a few millions already. I hope we have investors in the house already because this is a good to go destination as well. So, dear audience, before we get excited with what Mr. Jose has told us, I will definitely need to move to the next panelist.
This is Mr. Allen.
Mr. Allen.
Yes, I just corrected that I was calling him Mr. Anago, so it's Mr. Allen Efe. I thought I was even introducing Mr. Jose when Captain said urban tourism. So sorry about that. Really. So Mr. Allen Efe, thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. I'm sure
that's why he's Mr. Ibom Tourism.
Exactly. He has showed it, and we're definitely enthused. We're definitely gingered and hooked with these possibilities that are there in Akwa Ibom. So thank you. So I think now I will call upon Mr. Jose Obi, if he's in the house, please. Mr. Jose. So Captain, to help us unmute Mr. Jose for his presentation now. Yeah.
TBS webinar team is on that as I speak.
Okay. So their audience, you more or may agree that so far what we're hearing is telling us that we have treasures in this country, still yet to be tapped. And that's what we had said at the beginning of this webinar. This is about highlighting and creating more awareness, really.
Exactly.
So Captain, we're ready?
Yes. Before we have Mr. Dossier, whose mic is unmuted, is hot and ready, but I'm just receiving more dignitaries to be recognized. And I must say kudos to our panelists, Ms. Efsiba Sophia, for doing a very wonderful job to bring on the VIPs for us. I have on board, permit me to skip the last name. I'll just call the first name because the last name, I don't want to get fined. So we have Mr. Felix, who is the Secretary of the Delta State Youth Tourism Forum. He's also with us right now as I speak. I have earlier introduced Mr. Tangod, who is the Vice President and Assistant Coordinator. And I mentioned earlier that the FTAN Coordinator, of the Delta State for FTAN is with us. She is none other than an amiable woman, somebody I met my last trip to Delta State. We have Pastor Mrs. Chichi in the house with us from Delta State. So thank you very much for being in this wonderful virtual World Tourism Day. So having done that, over to you, Ms. B, to bring on Mr. Dozier for his presentation.
Okay. So Mr. Dozier, the floor is yours. If you can hear me for your presentation, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dozier Obi, as introduced earlier. Thank you, Ms. B, and the entire YTDO team. So I am the lead destination consultant for Green East DMC and also a travel entrepreneur. I'll be speaking about Imo State. Now, Imo is blessed with a good number of attractions, but I'll be focusing on the Ugota Lake. Now, the reason why we've picked Ugota Lake today is because of its world strategic location. It is actually the biggest natural lake in Imo State and in Southeast Nigeria. And amongst that as well, it offers the confluence between the Ugota Lake itself and the Orashi River. So you find out that this confluence shows a crystal lake having a different color, and then the Orashi River, which is brownish, where they meet. But not like they actually meet and mix. You would see those two colors. If you permit me, I can share photos with you, so you have a better understanding of what I am trying to say. So now, this lake is about 8 kilometers long and has a width of 2.4 kilometers. Before now, in the past, Imo had this Ugota Lake resort or motel managed by the state government, which is now defunct. But in recent times, we now have a resort that is privately owned and is actually doing well. So this resort bridges that gap between what the ideal situation would have been with this lake and then what it is actually now because of what they are offering. So access to this Ugota Lake from Owerri, Imo State, which is the capital of Imo State, it's a 1 hour drive from Owerri, then an hour, 30 minutes drive from Onitsha. However, you can also access the lake by water, either from Onitsha as well or Ihiala, and then also from Port Harcourt. But the challenge from the Port Harcourt end is during the war, the Civil War, there was this gunboats that got sunk on that route. So it's very difficult for cruise boats and BEPs to pass through that, which is one challenge. And of which, if this is done or excavated, you find out that that route will now be easier, making access from Port Harcourt very easy for would-be tourists. Now, going to the gaps, how can this lake foster youth engagement in tourism? One is photography. The scenery is breathtaking. You need to witness sunsets at the Oguta Lake. I don't know if I'll be permitted to share my photos. Okay. Okay, this is some of the photos I sent in earlier. I still have more. So the scene is breathtaking. The sunset there, trust me, you want to witness this. And one thing special, this is the Crystal Lake Resort at the Oguta Lake. Photos from here, you won't believe it's even Nigeria as it is. So photographers can find this lake as a good source or site for nature photography, even wedding photographers as well. The scenery of that resort and the lake itself is amazing. The next where you can find youth engagement is in crafts. Now, attractions like this, sometimes when we travel out, you find cases whereby you would say, I've visited this and that. Now, here, you could have a souvenir shop. This is non-existent. So this is actually a gap that young persons can also take part of, or investors can decide to set up a craft shop, souvenir shop.
Sorry to interrupt you. If you have more pictures you want to share with us, please, you are now permitted to share.
Thank you very much. Okay. Hello.
Yep.
Can
you hear you? Yes,
okay.
We can.
So just a moment. Let me get my photos. Okay, doing that now. The gallery. Just a moment.
This is all within your 5 minutes anyway.
Yes, I understand that. Thank you. Okay, so moving on. Apart from craft as well, there's a golf course on the resort. So what that means is golf enthusiasts would find this as a good safe haven for them to practice golfing. And then there's also a golf resort owned by the state government, which is no longer functional. So a partnership, a public-private partnership between the state government and would-be investors to be a great addition. And then finding if you can add this golf course to the West Africa Tourism Tournament as one of the stops, it will also be an amazing thing because you have more tourists visiting this center. Then fishing as a sport as well. Amongst the photos I sent in, you would see some fishes. You can actually fish on that lake, but not fishing on a commercial basis now, but as a sport with your fishing rope and then as well your fishing rods. If you can go through, this is not just the only photo. I don't know if that's the only one you have.
Okay. So Mr. Okay. You have about a minute more to wrap up.
I understand that, don't worry. Then logistics as well. Young people can engage in transporting would-be tourists from these major cities I've mentioned, Onitsha and Owerri. It's just to have an arrangement with the resorts and bring people in. They can even have themselves registered. Then the major one for tourism practitioners, we have a resort at the lake already. Travel marketing companies can cash in, create packages around these resorts. Weekends, this place is full of activity, it's full of life. So this could be an avenue for young people, for tourism practitioners to create packages around this resort. Like I mentioned, it's easily accessible. You have Onitsha, which is Anambra, Imo, and Rivers, all easily accessible. So then the final one, yes, finally, the challenges facing this area. I mentioned about the inland waterways due to the sunken gunboats. If this can be taken care of, it will be great. Then next is power. Power is very epileptic or non-existent. So it means more running costs for investors. If the government can take care of this, I'm pretty sure would be great. Then finally, security. Security needs to be beefed up in terms of community policing, because you already have a marine police by the lake standby station, but community policing is also needed. So thank you very much. This is all I have to say. Make sure you visit Oguta Lake in Imo State. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jose. And sorry, we had to keep saying it's almost time. Okay, so quickly, we want to go to Sophia. Sophia, Captain, if you help us to unmute Sophia, we are ready to listen to her presentation, please. Captain, are we there? We need Sophia. Okay.
As
we
always.
need to have Sophia's presentation now.
Okay. TBS webinar team, unmuting Sophia now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good morning, everybody. All right, Delta State, Kwenu, Kwezenu, Delta Wado, Nigeria, Wado, and Youth Tourism Development Organization, Wado. I am happy to be in the house today with everybody, and I want to tell Delta to all. Delta State is Delta State has a lot of tourist attraction sites, and I'm going to be discussing just one of those sites, which is the Araya Bible site. It was believed that a Bible fell from heaven, yes, down to that place when people were actually seeking the face of God, and it fell. And the amazing thing about it is the Bible fell on a raining night. The Bible wasn't wet. You know, that's the miraculous hand of God. It wasn't wet. The yams were wet. Everything were wet. That is why any prayer point you bring down to Araya Bible site, bam, God answers it like fire. Anyways, that is just that for the Bible site. Now, when we talk about the potential investments there, and what is it called, peace building and youth involvement, I'm going to be discussing on two different bases. I'm going to be discussing on Araya Bible site as the Araya Bible site alone, the development that can go on there, and the community. You will believe with me that every community that has a tour attraction site, when development comes to that tour attraction site, it also affects the community as a whole. Now, the first thing, when you get to the Bible site, there are lots of things you can do there. You can trek, you can you can trek around the vicinity to see what exactly is there. You can also swim. You can do boat ride and all the likes like that. So, but I'm going to be discussing investment opportunities from that angle. Number one, when you get to the junction of Araya Bible site, it's not motorable. That's one of the insecurities we have. The road is bad, but now bikes take people there. For instance, if you have an investor coming to invest in Delta State and wants to buy bikes, the cost of buying a very cheap bike is 400,000. Now, when you get that bike, it will carry per person 1,000 down to the site. Now, when you calculate 1,000 for 20 persons, because from the logistics we have done, we found that at least 20 people visit Araya Bible site for prayers, for retreats, or whatever. Now, when it's Easter time, Christmas period, and the rest of them, we have hundreds of people visiting there. Now, imagine if you have these bikes flowing down there on a daily basis, carrying 20 people at the rate of 1,000 naira. Oh my God, we are rich. Now, another thing we would talk about is the bamboo rafting. Now, you see, Delta State is a beautiful environment and it's peaceful. So imagine you just got married and you want to do your honeymoon, you are coming to see the face of God. Now you can also take this boat rafting. Now the cost of putting this boat rafting together is just 100,000. And if you have somebody taking that boat rafting for, the bamboo rafting for 1,000 naira, you can see in that picture you have a couple, I mean to say couple. Now you have 2,000 naira. Now, if you, because my estimation has always been around 20 people. Now, if you have 20 people taking that particular rafting, you find out that in a day you have 20,000 naira. So imagine in a month, in a year you are having something over 7.something million naira. So that is that for that. Now we have other things we can discuss about apart from that raft. When we come to the community, Delta State is known for ogogoro making. Now, ogogoro is the concentrated version of vodka. You can't take ogogoro and remain the same. Now, I believe that if investors come to Delta State and invest in ogogoro making spirits, Now, from the estimation of things, if any investor brings 40 million naira, I will give you analysis because I love business, money, When you bring 40 million naira to Delta State, in a day, that what is it called? That factory is going to be producing 40,000 bottles of Ogogoro Delca. That's what I call it. It's our own Delca. So if you have that factory producing 40,000 bottles of Delca, now the cost of production of one bottle plus the bottle is 800 naira. Now imagine you are selling that same vodka for 3,000 naira. Not vodka now, Delca, because we are going to push vodka one corner. Now I will be so proud that Delta State is supplying other nations what we call Delca. So imagine you are producing 40,000 bottles, and each bottle costs 3,000 naira. That is a huge sum of money. So another thing I want to discuss again is agriculture. The land area is very rich when it comes to agriculture. We make cassava, and we have all byproducts of cassava. We have a cassava chips. If you have never tasted this, it's sweeter than mekere. What is it called? Plantain chips. You have cassava chips. You have gari. Delta gari is wonderful. Now, and the good thing is we have international airports and domestic airports. So transporting all these goods to the market will be very, very easy for us. So we talk about
Sophia, you have like 1 minute, less than 1 minute.
No problem. I'm rounding. Yes, I'm rounding up, please. I'm rounding up. So apart from that, we are thinking of bringing in agricultural school, vocational school, where we produce nets. What is it called? Fishing nets. We produce chairs, craft chairs. We produce craft beds. Believe me, if you have ever slept in a craft made bed, I'm not sure you will sleep in any water bed, because the dream you have there is different from the ones you have on the normal bed. So you want to produce that. We want to produce. We want to be able to produce fans. We want to produce things that when you come to Delta State and you are leaving, you're taking it along with you. You're saying, "Oh, I have come to Delta and I'm welcome." I enjoyed my stay in Delta and I'm good to go. Now, all these things will provide job opportunities for the youth, and it will provide income for the state, and it will provide security for everyone. Because when people are coming, the state of security for that particular location will be tight. So I am Sophia Hebziba Ilogbe, representing Delta State, the big house of Nigeria.
Wow. Wow, Sophia, I think we are all going to get a raffia bed, from Delta State at this rate, so that our dreams can be different. Really.
Oh, please.
Tourism
yes,
dreams.
Please.
Yes, you are.
Okay, yes, officially, in fact, I want to invite everyone in this house. We are going to be having Rediscovering Delta State from December 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So please come on. When you come on board, we are going to give you that experience, and you will never forget it. Plus the Ogogoro join.
Wow. I love that. Thank you so
you know what,
much,
Miss B?
Sophia, for that.
You know what, Miss B?
Yes. Yes.
What's making me happy right now is Miss Sophia. She's one of young, vibrant women in tourism, I'm so proud to have mentored her. And I can see Pastor Chi is coming in the room.
Yeah.
That's our Delta girl, And unfortunately, the way she talks about Ogogoro, you think she drinks Ogogoro. She doesn't. But I'm looking forward to having Delca as a brand. And I think an investor listening to us should pick that up. So, right. Sophia, thank you very much. It's wonderful to have you here. Over to you, Ms. B.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Sophia, for that wonderful presentation. So we're going to quickly go. I don't know, Captain, if Mr. Omotosho is around. If not, we'll take Mr. Fakeye if he's around. If not, we'll take Mr. Priye also.
Mr. Omotosho is not in the house currently, but we have the representative of Osun State who is speaking in place of Mr. Fakeye. She's with us. Fisayo Adeoremi is her name.
All right. Okay.
And we have her?
Yes, Madam Fisayo. If you're ready, we'll take your presentation then.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here.
Good morning. Fantastic.
Happy World Tourism Day
Same
to
to
everyone.
you.
And I'm glad to be here. Thanks for the opportunity. My name is Queen Fisayo Aderemi, an ex-beauty queen, tourism beauty queen, Miss Tourism West Africa 2017-18.
Fantastic.
And I'm a proud Osun girl. So
Wow.
I'll go straight to the Osun tourism thing. Yeah, actually in Osun, we all know Osun is the most peaceful. When I say peaceful, like the most peaceful state in Nigeria. You don't get to hear of war, you don't get to hear us fight. We are peaceful, we are fun lovers, like we are very accommodative and hospitable. So that is Osun. So I'll be telling you about I'll just pick 3 places in Osun that you visit, and trust me, like you'll be very happy you did. I'll pick Olumiri Waterfalls. I'm sure we all know that. Like when you get to Olumiri Waterfalls, you get to experience the. Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Miss Fisayo, you muted yourself, so we are not hearing you. So, but you are muted now. We can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. You get to experience the beautiful sight of that waterfall. Like it's 7 steps to ascend. You ascend, it has 7 steps. You go first, second, third, fourth, and the 7th step you are in another state entirely. You get to Ekiti State. So I don't know, investors in the house should try and find a way to build hotels around that side, hotels connecting Osun State and Ekiti State. So I'll run quickly and pick the popular Osun Osogbo groove. That is in Osogbo. You know, that's like our cultural ancestral heritage, what Osun State is really known for, where we got the living spring, where we got that from. So it happens every August. It's a very big festival which we get people in diaspora to come here. It's just like kind of Calabar festival. So it's the same kind of festival we have here in Osun State, in Osun Osogbo. Get to see a lot of beautiful sight. You see the vibrating bridge, a bridge that vibrates, and it takes like thousands of people at the same time, and nobody has ever fall inside the Osun Osogbo River. Then the 3rd one I would like to pick, and that's like my favorite for now. Reason being that after this program, after this webinar, we'll all be moving there from Osun State. We have guests coming in from Ekiti. We have from Ibadan. We are going to be celebrating our own World Tourism site, our own World Tourism Day at this site, which is the Owala Dam, now to be called Owala River by the state government. I don't know if I would be allowed to share my screen to show you the beautiful sight of Owala River. Please, am I allowed to?
Please go ahead and share your screen with us.
Hello. On it. Yeah. Yeah. This is one of you'll be surprised that this looks like a sea, right? It looks like a beach. Yes, we have this in Osun. It's newly discovered here in Osogbo, just few kilometers from Osogbo, and here is a beautiful site. Investors can come around and build hotels, Tarzan Boat Company. I'm using this opportunity to call us to come around, and we wouldn't mind having you investing in your boats, bringing boats to these sites. And let me say what the youth can have as youth opportunities. We can have divers there. We can have tour guides, sports in the sense that there can be fishing festivals there, because even the community in which this place is sited, they are so very accommodating. Each time we go there, they're like, oh, they want us to come back. They want the government to come and invest in fishing, because they get to, I can't tell you the fish they get. I can't tell you the size, their size. It's like a badagry. So fun.
Miss Fisayo, are you there? Miss Fisayo, are you there in the house? We kind of lost you. Oh, are you muted? I can see you raising your hand. Okay, let's sort that out. Okay, you can unmute yourself now, and you just have 1 minute more to wrap it up.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. And with the challenges, I don't know why it keeps muting me. I'm going to wrap it up with the challenges there. The challenges is the road that leads to the place. It's a bit okay, but the government needs to show more effort into making it a beautiful place. Like, people need to be able to access the road. It's a bit far from Oshogbo, but that's the major thing, because security is perfect in Osun State. In all nooks and crannies of Osun, there's security, there's power, and there's beautiful vegetation like you're seeing on the screen, right? So, and this night we're going to be having a campfire, a bonfire night there, and I can't wait to have fun with people that are going to be joining us from Ekiti, from Ibadan, and from Lagos, down to this very site that you're seeing on this screen. Thank you. My name is Queen, and happy World Tourism Day. Bye.
Wonderful, wonderful presentation. Thank you, Queen Fisayo, for coming here to represent Osun State. And while I'm waiting for my co-moderator, Ms. B, I'd like to also quickly, say thank you for representing Owala Dam very well. You can see in this on the screen as we are projecting, that particular spot that you are seeing right now,
yeah,
will be our campfire spot. And I know I told you earlier at the beginning of this presentation that I'm also from Osun State, and you should watch out. So 4 p.m. today, we're going to be here live, all right? And then we're going to be having a picnic and a boot camp with campfire, with barbecue. We're going to have a lot of games, and we're going to be celebrating rural tourism. Let me quickly tell you that Owala Dam is one of the rural communities. So that actually informed our choice of selecting this star attraction. This is my star attraction, actually. So we're going to be here by 4 p.m. You can still join us. Even if you're coming from Lagos, you can just make it down, because we're going to be doing overnight. We're going to be there from 4 p.m. this evening. We're going to spend the night over there. We're going to sleep with the locals, have a local life with them. We're going to eat in leaves. We've already have calabashes. We're not going to drink water in cups here. We're going drinking water and drinking palm wine in calabash. So you need to be here. If you can join us, if you're from Ibadan, from Lagos, as I'm talking to you right now, our participants are on the road coming down from Lagos, and you can still join us. Also, the Ministry of Tourism of Osun State will be doing their own celebration at the Kiriji Wall site, okay? So from Owala Dam, we'll be moving down to Kiriji Wall site, all right? So it's an experience you don't want to miss. Now, hopefully, my co-moderator is in the house. Ms. B, are you there? So that I can take on the next panelist.
Okay, thank you so much, Captain. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, but sorry, I had to log out from my other system. There was an issue, so I'm back on it, my phone. So thank you so much, Queen Fisayo. So we're going to go quickly to the next presenter, which is Mr. Priye. Is Mr. Priye in the house, please?
Yes, he is. And
Okay.
he's been unmuted as I speak.
Okay, so Mr. Priye, we are ready for your presentation.
Mr. Priye, you are live. You're live.
Yeah, good day. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes, we can
now.
hear you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Loud and clear.
I've been here at the Osbo Lake in Negoa, the site I want to talk about, but the network has been a bit difficult.
But you are so clear. I think you're the most clear person today now.
You can see me now?
Very well.
Okay, as I'm talking, I'll be rotating so that you can see the site.
Okay.
My name is Priye Kiaramo, a travel writer and a tourism consultant, chairman Bayelsa Travel Writers Corps. I am at Osbo Lake. This is a very unique lake. Osbo Lake is a very unique place. We have few of them in the country, and Bayelsa we have one here. It is located in a community called Wali in Yenagua. It is a very unique place. The lake is a big lake, and in the middle, at the middle of the lake, there is an island. So we could use boat to cross to that island. But this area is begging for development. Where I am is called the Osbo Lake Pavilion that was built by the Bayelsa State government. This pavilion is a place where dignitaries stay to watch aquatic activities, sports activities on the lake on very unique days like World Tourism Day and when we have special visitors and every other festival. This is a place that is very unique. We used to organize Osbo Lake Carnival. Osbo Lake Carnival is a carnival that engages young people. Osbo Lake is a place that starts with food vendor shops, souvenir, and sometimes we used to have a horse ride here, and then we used to have boat. Like you can see the background, you see a jetty, and a boat just arrived, which we use for cruise at the lake there at the jetty area. So it is very unique, and youths come here 7 days in the week. And a lot can be achieved here. But the challenge is now we don't have a police post here. When we used to have the Osbo Lake I was a collaborate with the military to secure them. That was an informal private arrangement by my humble self because I was secretary of the Osbo Lake Management Committee then. And right now, that arrangement is no more there, so we need a police post here. We also lack a toilet in this lake. Apart from this pavilion where we have few toilets, there are no toilets here. That implies that the lakeshore activities are impacting negatively on lake because in lake tourism, we consider the lake content very important. A lot of biodiversity are trapped in the lake because of the slow movement of water in lakes. These are the challenges that I've observed, and I've also taken them up with the new Commissioner for Culture and Tourism. He's making efforts to put toilets. He's also making efforts to collaborate with the police so that it will be a police post. Osbo Lake is a unique place. Now, talking about Osbo Lake has a very large expanse of water, and this would also be a hub for aquaculture activity, just like Victoria in Kenya. We do a lot of aqua fishing activity there, which you can also achieve here. But problem we've been having in tourism development and promotion is lack of sensitization. And that's why in Bayelsa here, over the years, I have been involved in sensitizing people, sensitizing stakeholders, particularly stakeholders, because government must intervene. And when government does not intervene, then the private sector that don't also have the awareness as much as they should will drag it in coming to invest. Security is an issue,
Okay.
but here we can
Priye,
also
sorry to
involve
Mr. Priye, you have about 1 minute.
community, young people. Okay, so we can also use young men from community and engage them in securing these tourism facilities. We have a lot of tourism facilities, sites in Bayelsa. Of course, Bayelsa has the highest lighthouse in West Africa. We have UNESCO underwater heritage study center. Several things that we could talk about that we can't exhaust in 5 minutes. This is Osbo Lake. You are welcome to Osbo Lake, Bayelsa State. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Priye, for that wonderful presentation. I'm sure we are all more familiar with the Osbo Lake now and the potentials there. So we are going to quickly go to our next presenter as time is running out. Madam Regina. Captain, is Madam Regina in the house?
Yes, before we go to Madam Regina, in order to make this particular virtual world really very interesting, by this time I would like to acknowledge the fact that Mr. Biodo Ipaye is with us in the house now. The General Secretary of the Ytdo is with us. And on that note, I would like for us to have an intermission or an interlude. Now we're going to be taking on the Ytdo video, showing very briefly to us the kind of archive of what Ytdo has done so far since 2009. And let me use this opportunity to advocate that every one of us who has not yet joined the Ytdo, I became a member in 2018 when I invited Mr. Pascal to come and speak for me at an event I hosted in Osun State, Aviation Tourism and Strategy Forum, and also Osun Youth Tourism Summit. It was fantastic. And these guys have done amazing things. Let's see in the archive what has happened. I'm using this opportunity to call on every one of us who has not officially yet registered to be a member of Ytdo to use this opportunity to become a registered member of Ytdo. Mr. Priye, accolades to you going on in the chat room. I want to check and respond. You are receiving some accolades for your presentation. So let's keep the chat room busy. And also let me quickly tell our panelists and all our audiences also that there'll be a Q&A session. So in case you have questions for any of our panelists and from their presentation so far, you can begin to drop them. TBS webinar team is on ground to collate all the questions, and then we're going to have a kind of a 15-20 minutes Q&A session if my co-moderator permits, because she's the boss here. So without wasting any further time, let's quickly see Ytdo's video of the archive so far. Thank you very much, and please stay tuned. All right, so that's a very lovely one from YTDO. I can see Mr. Biodun's face in the background. I can see Pascal, and I want to use this opportunity. Wonderfully and luckily and coincidentally, also the national president of YTDO is currently with us. And I think every one of us as panelists on this particular webinar today should take on an assignment of officially launching YTDO in our state. Take, for example, the lady who just represented Osho State, okay, Queen Adorable Fisayo, is the coordinator of YTDO in Osho State, and we are working together with the national president and to make sure that we inaugurate YTDO Osho State as soon as possible before the end of this year. And I want to put out a call that is still definitely going to be subject to the approval of the president of YTDO, but I want to put out a call, okay, if it gets approved, fine. If not, then it's left to them. But I think every panelist on this platform, after this World Tourism Day, should take up the assignment of inaugurating officially membership of YTDO in our state, every state represented here. And having done this now, I'll hand over to my co-moderator, Ms. B, to bring on the next panelist today. Thank you, Ms. B. The floor is yours. Ms. B, are you there? Oh, you are unmuted now.
Okay, thank you so much. I was muted. So thank you. So we're going to go right to the next presentation, which is by Regina. I think you said she was in the house. Yes. So we would like you to please help us to unmute Regina for her presentation.
TBS webinar team, kindly unmute Ms. Regina. Okay, she's unmuted now. Ms. Regina, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here this afternoon. My name is Ahaive Regina, CEO of Ytdo Travel and Tour. I'm representing Abia State. Abia State is blessed with different tourist sites. We have the Arochukwu, the long shrine of hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
We have the long shrine of Arochukwu. We have the Akwete River. We have the National War Museum. We also have the Azumini Blue River, which I'll be talking more on. The Azumini Blue River has a boundary with Akwa Ibom. It's located in Azumini town. It's known for its unique nature, which is during the rainy season, it turns green, and during the rapid period, it is blue. Now, relating that to involving the youth, I'll plead on the youth over there because based on what I find out, I wish they can be doing boat racing. Boat racing is a competition that can enable the youth to be involved in that area. Another one is a boat fishing, like fishing festival like that. It will go a long way. They can actually invite people. They can organize that once in a week or twice in every month. By doing that, they can do as way to do what create more awareness in that particular place. Now talking about it to like investment, people that want to invest there, you can invest. There are so many things that can be invested over there. Number one thing that can be invested is one, a resort being built in that place. That is one. Two is sport activities or boats. What do I mean by that? Let me emphasize on each of them. A resort being built there for number one, an investor can make money from there in the sense that now a resort is being built there. For example, you employed people, all these entertainers like P Square, like AY, once in a while you call them for a show. In as much as that place might be not too big, like a big town, but it will bring more people into that place and it will make the investor to do what? Recover money in that place. Then we talk about the boat riding. Let's say someone invests for like 1 million in that place. I promise you at the end of the year, if you're having 4 point something million. What do I mean by that? Let's say a boat carry like 6 people, for example, and each person you are charging 500 and you're going for like 10 trips in a day, which is almost like 30,000. 30,000 per year will be giving you almost that. So that is what will even help the investors to recover much money in that place. Then in terms of the sports, we have what we call SUP yoga and some other sport activities that can be done in that place to bring out the uniqueness in that place. That place can be used for so many things. We also know that the Aba state, in Aba, there's a glass industry. They use the stone in that place to produce glass. So that site is known for so many. When I was there, I was like, oh my God, Nigeria is really blessed. There's so many good sites in Nigeria. Look at the Azumini Blue River, for example. I was like, what? Wow. This is what we go outside. We'll pay money to go outside the country to come and see. I'm inviting you to come to Abia State, come and experience Azumini Blue River. You will have a lot to talk about. Thank you very much. My name is Regina. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Regina, for that presentation. Fantastic. So I'm sure a number of people will want to come to see the Azu River there. So great. So it's a pleasure again to now call the next presenter. I don't know if Mr. Kingsley is with us now. Mr. Kingsley, Captain, I don't know if Mr. Kingsley is with us. If he's not with us, then we have to go to Mr. Temtokwe.
I even like
Mr. Kingsley.
Just like
Captain.
Well,
Regina, you have to mute yourself. We can hear your background. So, Captain, is Mr. Kingsley with us?
Yes, Mr. Kingsley is with us, and
okay.
Yes,
because he was having a network challenge before. So we are ready for your presentation, Mr. Kingsley.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Well, a bit.
Yes,
it's breaking a bit.
But... Hello, what about now? Is it better now?
Yes, it's better now. It's better.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Happy World Tourism Day to you all in advance.
Same to you.
My name is Wajuku Kingsley.
So the floor is yours.
My name is
Wow, there seems to be a break.
So I'm a passionate lover of Nigeria. I do business, love electric. I dream in auto. So I'll be representing Anambra State today.
Where with you?
So
problem with the network, Captain. I'm seeing that Kingsley has a bit of a challenge with
it. I think he's trying to present from on-site.
Yes.
Very challenging.
Kingsley, we have lost. Kingsley, we lost you. We lost you. You're not audible. Maybe you should just stay in a particular point where you are because it's not too clear. It's not too clear.
And maybe we can just roll up his pictures.
Okay.
And expect him to get a better angle at the connection.
Kingsley, we can hear us. We hope.
Roll this
Captain. Yeah, Captain, I think we can move to the next person. Let's just move to the next person and then we'll bring him on board when it's better, really. So I don't know if Mr. Adetoye is around. Let's take who is around now.
Yes.
Or let's take Mr. Petru is around.
That's our representative for
your
state.
Okay. Right. So Mr. Adetoye, you can take your presentation.
Please unmute yourself.
And then Temitope, if you're around, please get ready after he is. Mr. Adetoye.
Oh, Ms. B.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, thank you for having me as one of the panelists for 2020 celebration. My name is Adi from Ibadan, Oyo. I would like to talk about the one of the
I think, Captain, we lost him again.
Yes, we do.
The audience, bear with us.
Bible actually reached. Hello. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you a bit better now. We can hear you a bit better now.
I would like to talk about LA waterfront and park.
Wow. Wow.
By Oyo State government. Are you hearing me?
Well, to an extent now, before you were breaking. Yes, to an extent, before you were breaking on us.
Hello, Ms. B, I'm here.
Yes, we can hear you now, but you seem to have been breaking. Okay, you seem to have been breaking before, but we can hear you now.
I'm speaking from Ibadan, and I would like to talk about one of the most viable and potentially rich tourism projects in Oyo State for development by Oyo State government. That is LA Waterfront project. LA is a huge tourism project, and considering the size, the location, and its connection to about 20 to 25 cities and communities around Ibadan. The project has the potential to become a sustainable solution to developmental problems and social in Nigeria. So the project has the potential and capacity for massive job opportunities for the youth. It has the potential to increase the IGR of the state. It has the potential for
wow, Captain, are we going to move?
For local and
we might have to move to the next panelist, Ms. B.
Yeah. What that because we have Mr. Temitope ready.
Hello.
Yes, we're hearing you, but you seem to be breaking in and out, so it's not really very clear. That's the problem.
Let's have Mr. Temi
I can hear you clearly.
Yes. Mr. Adetoye, let's get you sort a few things out there, and let's take Mr. Temitope and then we'll come back to you. Is that okay?
Even from my hand here, is showing that his signal strength is very weak. So,
Okay,
Mr.
right.
Temitope, my
Please,
dream
over
tours,
to you. Yes.
just stayed over to you.
Okay, so Captain, I guess we will mute Mr. Adetoye then.
He has been muted.
Okay, all right. So, Mr. Temitope, the floor is yours, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay. My name is Temitope Akitenwa from Ondo State. Brand strategist, my dream tour. It's a great privilege to be here today. I want to especially thank Ytdo for organizing this kind of webinar. I really appreciate. And I will be talking about Ondo State tourism. Ondo State, the Sunshine State, we are very rich in tourism, and there are so much that people don't really know about Ondo State. We are rich in agro-tourism. We have cocoa. We have cocoa, you know, if you have not tasted cocoa before. Thank you, Mr. TBS. So I'll be talking about some of our tourist sites. We have Idore Hills in Ondo State. We have the Smoking Hills Golf Resort, which is the most challenging golf resort in Ondo State. We have Hararomi Beach. It has the largest coastline in Nigeria, and it's 40 minutes drive, speedboat drive to Elegushi, Lagos State. People don't really know about this one. We have it in Hararomi after Igbokoda, Ilaje area. We have it there. But I'll be speaking about Idore Hills today. I'll be speaking about Idore Hills. And so Idore Hills is a very amazing attraction, a very, very amazing attraction that, you know, one must visit, I mean, once in a lifetime. A very intriguing site. The people of Idore, the people of the community, they have been staying, they stayed for this, I mean, they stayed in this hill for over 100 years in the 19th century, because they do have invaders that do come to the town to invade them and, you know, kidnap them. So they decided to move up to the mountains to stay there so that, you know, they can get alert before those people, before they come to invade them. So that is why they gather to, I mean, that is why they conclude to go and live up there, up the mountain. So Idore Hills, I believe Idore Hills is still not at its best, it's not at its best potential right now, because although UNESCO already endorsed Idore Hills as one of the tourism sites in the world, but I believe Idore Hills still have more potential to hit. So here are some of the features in Idore Hills. We have the Arun water, which they believe is a very healing water, that when you drink this water, no matter what is happening to you, you will surely heal up. Idore Hills still have a wonderful rock. If you get there, you'll be amazed, because you won't even know what is holding this rock. It's like the rock wants to fall. You won't know what is holding it back. And with the Idore, you still see where they used to bury all the kings. You know, you will see it there. You will see thunder water. The thunder water is believed that when those kidnappers are coming to invade them, it is that place that they will do one sacrifice. After the sacrifice, then thunder will strike their enemies. So, okay, Idore Hills has about 667 steps before you can get to the top of the mountain. You will have to climb about 667 steps. So the development of Idore. Okay, let me say again, Ondo State have been trying to develop this place. We have we do have a program every year, which they used to call Mare Festival. Mare means don't fall. Mare Festival, you have to climb the mountain. Like, people do come from all over the world to, to do mountain climbing. So, and people come to watch it, and there are gifts and amazing things for the winners. So this has been going on, but there is no sustainability for it, because when a government comes in and appreciate the place, another government will come, won't even look there at all. So there is no continuation, sustainability, which is why we are beckoning on.
Sorry to cut in, but you have less than a minute more.
Okay, these are the ways that we can develop the place now. I think the place needs proper restoration. Proper restoration without losing all the essence of the place. Some of the features there, they need proper restoration without losing its essence. The competition too, we should try to be having a kind of festival around that place too, so that people can keep coming. And we need a proper resort that can make people stay in that place without, that can make people have a night there, that will make people keep coming to the place. The place too, we still need a cable car. If there is any investor anywhere, you will surely get your money back. A cable car to network all these mountains together, that people can move from one mountain to another one. This will be an amazing one. Although our governor knows about this, but there is no. Our governor knows about this. We've already pushed it to him, but there's people is not really looking towards that side. But if you can have private people that are really interested in investing in it, they will surely get their money back. And we need a medical. Okay.
Mr. Temitope, I'm sorry, because we have other panelists and the time. I hope by the time we get to the question or other issues, you might be able to go into more details, but you have done a great job already. Thank you so much. We're very grateful for that. So I would like to call upon Mr. Bolaji, if he's in the house, or Mr. Danjuma, because I guess our other panelist that was having the issue, Mr. Detoyeshe, is still pending. Captain, do we have Danjuma or Bolaji in the house?
Not at all. Mr. Danjuma is not in the house right now.
Okay, and what of Mr. Fajui?
Okay, Mr. Fajui is not in the house, unfortunately.
Okay, Mr. Eziani?
Not in the house, except they are connecting with a different name.
Okay, so I don't know if Mr. Detoyeshe, we want to try it out now, the audio, if he's audible. If not, maybe we might take a few comments from Mr. Tazang at this point, if Mr. Detoyeshe is not ready. What do you say?
Let's check out Mr. Detoyeshe, and after him, we can have Mr. Tazang's remark.
Okay, then.
Mr. Detoyeshe, you have been requested.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Detoyeshe. We can hear you.
Yeah, thank you for having me as one of the panelists for 2020 celebration. I'm speaking from Ibadan. I will be talking about establishment of LA waterfront and park in Ibadan, Oyo State. It was proposed for development by the state government, and it's a huge tourism project considering the size, location, and its connection to about 20 to 25 villages and communities. The project has the potential to become a sustainable solutions to current anti-developmental challenges and social problems of various degrees. And then the project has capacity and it has it would attract both local and foreign investors. It will become an entertainment hub and a beef of tourism activities. It will increase the IGR of the state and improve the state economic policy for development. It can be used as well to coordinate tourism cultural, educational, research, sporting and recreational activities. And then one unique thing about this project is that the various tourism products and services can be activated and aligned state and national economic development. And LLE is a project that investors would find attractive, and investors will find it attractive, and then it will give us both short and long-term benefits, and of course, maximum because of the massive untapped tourism potential of that project. And then there are areas which investors can actually put their investment or join government for partnership, which is a commercial boat service. Because commercial boat services can be run from LA to about 20 to 25 communities around Ibadan. And then we can activation of entertainment center as well, event centers, and then library and resource center can be activated in the because we're going to have two projects in one. That is the water and the.
Well, I guess.
And the grant. So the grant is, and then for investors from hotels and event centers to take that opportunity. And then the water will be for commercial boat services, transportation from LA to other parts of Ibadan. And then we are talking about 20 to 25 communities and villages around Ibadan. And I believe if it is properly implemented, then the project will help the communities and the villages around LA to develop their economic potentials. And then we're looking at how the investors will come in to partner with the state government.
I'm afraid that you have 30 seconds more. Just 30 seconds more for us to wrap up.
Basically, all right. Basically, we're going to have an implementation framework which can be structured into public-private partnership for sustainability of the project, and then for
Captain, have we lost him again? Oh my. Captain, are we together?
I think we lost him.
Okay, I think we are going to just wrap up on that note. I saw Kingsley a while ago. I don't know if we will just take Mr. Tarzan and then just see if Kingsley can just round up. So Mr. Little-Ish, if you are hearing us, thank you for that. We'll leave it at that. In case there are questions or things, we will take it later. So I think we will take Mr. Tarzan's remark, Captain, isn't it?
Yes, we should. Mr. Tarzan, you are co-host. All you need to do is unmute yourself, sir.
Mr. Tarzan, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, very loud and clear. Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, okay. Yes, I want to appreciate everybody, the panelists. Their presentation is fantastic. Comrade Okon is there. We are all in the house. I want to say all the cities, the states, tourist attractions. Maybe I think I've gone to all of this one. I've been in Jos, Yankari Game Reserve. I've been in Imo State, where the two waters join together. In fact, I was there. I went with the boat. My boat, one of the small boats I have, is still in Uguta Lake as I speak with you. And I took it there far back about 12 years ago. Water has no enemy, like Fela said. We need water every blessed day. And this water can also be used. I heard the lady or a man talking about taking a boat from Port Harcourt to Owerri, Imo State. These are the work of NIWA, National Inland Waterways Authority. The sunk ship they're talking about, I would like to know precisely where it is so we can go to NIWA's office and tell them what we have, so that we can have a cruise from Port Harcourt all the way to Imo State. You can see how fantastic it will be because it's an historical place. We'll talk about Idore Hills, I've been there. We'll talk about the Kogosi, I've been there. We'll talk about River State Port, I've been there. I've been to many, but the issue at hand is that the government has to take the bull at the horn and do the needful. You see, a tourist attraction that somebody created, he can't do roads all the way from other states to that place. It's government duty. So this is a good forum. When we are talking and doing our presentation, please let us talk about what the government needs to do to make those places. You see, I saw a boat where the Fisayo, he was inviting Tarzan boat to come over there. The security and convenience of the business you are going to, when you are going into business to go and invest in there, the government of that state, you need to be very sure that your investment is safe. Not that when you establish something there is good today, because it's now good, the government will bring the government. I mean, let me use civil servants, because the major problem we have I don't think it's the governors, I don't think it's the president, I don't think it's the minister. It is the civil servant, because the same civil servant, when a new governor comes, those civil servants are there. They have their own agenda. We are going to plead to them to look beyond their pocket, to look beyond their friends, to look at it generally, that whatever somebody come to invest in the place is going to employ a lot of youth. Now, the youth, Ytdo is almost in the north, east, south, and west. Mr. Ipaye is here. Mr. Pascal is here. We are all together in this place for you to know that we are really interested in this. So I am saying that the government should do their needful, should do what they have to do. Roads, water, and electricity. If they put those things in place, we have a lot of investors. We have a lot of youths who are ready. Earlier, somebody just spoke about my boat. I took a boat to that place to drive on the water to see how it looks like. But my fear is that after investing in those places, what about the policy of government? What about their bureaucracy? What will happen? I was invited by the government of Oyo State, which I went there with my boat. But I'll be very, very frank with you. I'm scared of investing so much there, and then tomorrow a policy will come and say that you don't have the right to be here, and our youths will be scared as well. You see, all those things that are happening from the government issue areas are going to make our youth scared of going to invest, even if their parents or they have a friend that can invest. But seeing what is happening to some people, I'm using myself as an example. In my business, the problem I'm having is not governors, because I've got about 3-4 governors gone. But the civil servants are the major problem. I have to be very, and this is where we have to say the frank talk. Let's open what is hidden. Let's talk about it so that the government will listen, so they will know what we need. As I'm talking to you, I have a lot of problems which is just man-made, where the civil servants are supposed to do their right, what they are supposed to do, which they are not doing, making things flat. It's only those of us who have passion in tourism business, because tourism and transport, they are brothers. Without transportation, you can't get to the tourist destination. The tourist wants to go and see things. I know there's a lot of international tourists who wants to come to Nigeria. When they look at the Boko Haram issue, they are scared. When they look at no electricity, the people who runs an hotel in Nigeria has to have a big generator that will use maybe 200 liters every day. So those liters of oil, fuel they're using, has to be part of what they're going to use to now say each room that could have gone for $10 will now be $50. And the international tourists who are coming know that their 5-star hotel does not cost them more than $100. Why would I come and pay $200 in Nigeria? But those who are a serious tourist that's okay, look, I want to go, whatever it costs, I'm going to go there. But at the same time, we need to provide them with facility that is very close to what they used to, if not the same. And I know there are some hotels here who has all those facilities in place, but how much do they charge per room? How do we encourage the youth? The youth of today are the leaders tomorrow. And whatever we put on ground today is what the youth will step on. So this issue of corruption, guys, some people have stolen Nigerian money, billions. If they come and establish and invest it in those coastal areas, in those lagoons, in all those areas, we will give jobs to our people. If somebody, one of those people, I don't want to mention him, has stolen money, but has invested in Nigeria, and you can see their trailers all over the place. I'm not saying he has stolen money, but if it is true, if it happens that the person has stolen money, but does not take it to France, doesn't take it to Germany, he invested in Nigeria, I will tell the government to pardon him. I will appeal to the government that this man has stolen 1 naira and he has spent 90 kobo in the country, in our country, and a lot of youths have got jobs. So my comment is that I appreciate everybody, all the presenters, all they said was fantastic, because all those tourist attractions have been there physically. I've driven to Jaws, Yankari Game Reserve, and I was there for more than a week. This is far back 1990, not 2000. Ikongo Hills, Ikongosi, I've been there. Idori, I've been there. So I know all these things, but the infrastructure is the problem. So I'm using this opportunity to talk to the federal government and state governors. This will provide a lot of jobs for our youth, because the youth of today is the leaders tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so
Fantastic
much.
one there. Wow, Mr. Tuzan, thank you very much for that wonderful remark. Apologies, Ms. B. I needed to bring this up. Actually, you have highlighted very salient and very important aspect of the challenges we are facing in the tourism industry. Most of the time, from my personal experience, I've found out that politicians are actually not the enemies of tourism. Governors and commissioners are not the issue, but the civil servants. I have personal experiences that I can actually share, but there's no time. But I think we have some civil servants on this platform. We have people who are in government on this platform. The NTDC is there, although not officially represented, but I think this webinar is being recorded live on YouTube. We're going to make this YouTube link for this webinar available, and we're going to circulate it in every cover, in every corner. Ytdo is well connected, and then I think government has to listen to this. But on my own part, I must also commend government, okay? Because it's not just okay, go ahead, sir.
Yes, I want to use this opportunity to invite the YTDO members. I would like them to to plan together, maybe from between 10 and 50 people. I want to host them in Lagos in my beach house, so that we can come together. Yes,
I am registered.
You are welcome. So that we'll go and spend 1 day at my beach house. The beach is in the beach. So I'm looking at the north, the east, the south, the west of youth organization to be present. They should choose the day they want. Two different days. When you choose 2 different days, I will now choose one of them and get back to them. I'm hosting them. The boat, the food, the drinks will be sponsored by your patron, Tazan Balobi.
Fantastic.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mr. Tazan. Thank you very much. This is what I'm talking about. Sometimes we are actually the government because we are the people. Thank you, Mr. Tazan. Mr. Pascal spoke a lot about you. I was on YTDO Cruise 2019 on the boat. I was there, okay, and it was a wonderful one. And thank you very much. And I can tell you specifically because I remember my vice president in the association. I'm also the president of Ocean Tourism Stakeholders Association. I remember she was inviting you to come to Owala Dam. So let me quickly use this opportunity to tell you the Osun State government, okay, is very, very ready to work with investors, all right? My commissioner has actually requested for something like this. They have asked me to talk to you about this before. I'm so happy this is the opportunity. And I can tell you the civil service in Osun State is right behind tourism. Just, I think, about 2-3 days ago, some of you might have seen on my status, I represented my commissioner of tourism and culture on a live program in Yoruba language. That's to show you the kind of synergy that we have. Private sector. I am the president of a private sector association of tourism, and my commissioner can ask me to come and represent him, go there on the live TV program. So in Osun State, we have that synergy. Tazan Board will be expecting you after this webinar to come and invest in Owala Dam. Okay, and then I think we still have some 1 or 2 states like that are also very key to tourism. I can talk about Jos Plateau State, where Madam Yakubu is. I can talk about Calabar, and Lagos. So I think other states just need to actually key in into the civil service, and the politicians must key in and form alliance with private sector so that we can actually have tourism. Mr. Tazan, thank you very much. Ms. B, apologies to take your time. Over to you.
Not at all. Thank you so much. That's why we're here, and this is exciting. We really appreciate the contribution of Mr. Tazan. There is no doubt that we need all those inputs. We can't do it alone. And I believe that each generation has its own role to play. We've had generations that have put roads in our country. We've had generations that have invested in other things. I guess our generation is the ones to leave the tourism legacy, if we can put it that way. So we need to get it right, definitely. And we cannot say it enough. Some people will say government is not, what they call it, supposed to be involved. Some people will say it's the private. We all have to work together. There's no doubt about it. So thank you so much for that. So I think we are more or less almost done with all the panelists, but we just want those who hadn't finished to sort of wrap up. So Captain, I don't know if Kingsley is in the house now. I might want to wrap up. I don't know if some of the other states that were not around before, if there's anybody new in the house now that might be ready for their presentation as well, because names have changed on the screen, so I'm not sure who is who. So please, just for us to be sure.
Yes, Mr. Kingsley is here with us. Mr. Kingsley is here with us. And
so
you can have him now.
Okay, so Mr. Kingsley, if you're muted, the floor is yours for you to finish your presentation. We will appreciate that.
So hello everyone.
Hello.
My name is Wachuku Kingsley. I'll be representing Anambra State. Sorry about the other time. We have so many tourism attraction sites in Anambra State. That includes the Aguvemera Tree, the Obutu Lake, the Agulu Lake. These lakes are among the list of 7 waterfalls and lakes we have in Nigeria presently, according to the Nigeria 700 teams. We have the Ogbunike Cave, which is among the few tourism attractions listed among the UNESCO World.
If they call me again, I'll be back.
Kingsley, are you with us? Captain, I don't know if we have lost him again.
He's still with us, but
yeah, right.
Okay.
I think there's still challenges with his audio.
Wow. So I don't know if there's any other person apart from him that we wanted to help make sure he wraps up.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you again now.
So we have the Ogbaoku Cave and Waterfall. It is actually the one I would like to be talking about. It is the longest or the largest cave we have in Nigeria. It is a descending waterfall, just like what we have in Osun State, the Ytdo waterfall in Osun State. It is actually an underdeveloped tourism attraction. It is located in Orumba, South local government area of Anambra State. Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, fuck.
We can hear you, Kingsley.
So this site is actually a play in this site, as beautiful as it is. It's just to storm it collectively and engage in the services of laborers, clear the bushes. We don't expect the likes of the commissioners and the ministers to come and clear the bushes for us. So if we can take good quality pictures there, make documentaries, do good videos, we could flood our social media handles with these photographic collections. And then just like what we did in the Dere Hills of Oyo State and in Patrick Cross Jog of Abuja, the Dere Hills got its national recognition in less than 1 year, just like the Patrick Cross Jog, which is getting its recognition in less than 3 months. If that site can get its national recognition, which it deserves, then interest will start. People will be getting interest. Ideas will start rolling in. It is only when people have interest, when people know about a particular tour site.
Captain, it's as if we lost him again.
He's still in the house. And a very important personality just joined us right now as I'm speaking.
Okay.
So I would like
when the knowledge is created, when the awareness is...
He's back again. Kingsley, I would say to try to stay in one place because you seem to be moving. You seem to be moving. If it's possible to just
Miss
remain
B,
in a... Yes.
While we are trying to sort Mr. Kingsley out, it's very important for me to quickly announce to the House that we have the national president of the Nigerian Association, National Association of Nigerian Travel Agencies, NANTA, Madam Susan Aporia, here with us. Madam Susan, thank you very much for joining. I can assume how many Zoom meetings you have to attend today, but we really appreciate you joining us on this Ytdo Virtual World Tourism Day celebration. So we give you a little few minutes to give us your remark, but let's finish with this our current presentation from Mr. Kingsley. So, Ms. B, do we still have Mr. Kingsley?
I hope so. He seems to have, caught up again. So maybe we can have Mrs. Susan's remark.
Okay. Madam Susan, please, you are being requested to unmute now. All right. Please, we also want to have your video, ma'am.
Okay, you have to pardon. Yes, you have to pardon me because, like you said, so many events going on today, tomorrow. Please apologize. I might not be able to put my video on, but I guess everybody already knows what I look like.
Yes, we do.
And I can assure you that I have not changed. I am still, my face is still exactly the same thing. So, I was just dropping on the chat room how my heart is full of joy because this is a dream come true for me to see a Nigeria with a lot of passionate people for tourism. It has always been my heart desire. And these are the few times I'm going to say, thank God for COVID. The few times I will say, thank God for COVID. It's really amazing the level of awareness that is being created. And interestingly, all these awareness are being created from the private sector. The government has just waking up, and it was the private sector, you and I, everybody on this platform, are the ones that made the noise. We are the ones that I can see our boatman. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon,
yes.
sir. It's so good
Mr.
to be
Tarzan has been here with us.
Oh my God, I'm so delighted to be in your presence. I've been looking up for an opportunity to meet with you, sir. And personally, maybe my next trip to Lagos, I would arrange a meeting with you, sir, if you don't mind. So it's good having you here. I will get your contact later on and I'll personally send you a mail or call you, sir, because I've been following what you do through Mr. Frank Meke. So I'm well aware of what you're doing in that space. Thank you so much. So what do I want to say? Congratulations to all of us, everybody on this platform, the organizers, Captain Emmanuel, media organizers of this program. Congratulations to us all. The noise we have been making, I mean, I'm happy is worse. Even if not from the federal, I can say, you know what? If the federal doesn't want to listen to it, leave them. Now with initiative, and we started working with the state. Captain Emmanuel was telling me recently of his interaction with which state again? How they have made him the tourism ambassador, and he's working Osho State, and he's working closely with them. Fantastic. That is exactly what we are looking for. Let's look for the states that are ready to listen to our outcry. And we put in all our effort, work with those states, and let's begin to make money for ourselves and even to the state. Guess what will happen? The other states that are lying fallow, by the time they see the kind of money the other states that are ready are making, they will come looking for us. In short, we are the ones that now that will be choosing the states we want to work with. So thank you so much. And I think another group is working closely with your state. And of course, Mr. Tarzan is doing wonderful work in Lagos State and is working closely with the Lagos State Commissioner of Tourism. So this is what I'm talking about. So let's not be discouraged that the federal is not recognizing us, that the federal is only talking about creative in a sector. I refuse to call them creative industry. That is, federal is pushing the agenda of the creative art, but we and not relentless. That is just my word of encouragement to everybody. And the celebration of World Tourism Day this year has been enormous. Unlike other years, that it just comes and passes like any other day. Nothing happens. But this year is spectacular. It's going all round and it's everywhere. Somebody that is not in our sector sent me a private message on my WhatsApp messenger. Please, Madam Susan, what is this world tourism? What is it all about? In short, the Facebook page and Twitter page and Instagram is full of world tourism. Yes, that is it. So I will annoy it and keep up the good work. I will still be on as much as I can before I go into my next program to listen to what is going on. And the number of youths involved in this program is also amazing. I encourage youth development a lot. And tourism industry is one industry that has a place for everybody, whether you are a child or a youth at heart or an elderly, there's room for everybody. So thank you once again for having me. God bless you and have a wonderful time. I'm still going to be on because I'm actually interested to be part of the discussion, listen to what is going on and learn one or two.
Okay. Ms. B, that's the NANTO president we just heard from.
Yeah.
Very, very amazing lady. I know her to be very passionate. Let me also tell you that she has actually been a voice for the industry since the inception of COVID-19. And this woman is so fantastic. And I'm looking forward to a synergy between Madam Susan and Ytdo. And I'm so happy that she wants to meet Mr. Tarzan. So Mr. Tarzan, definitely you can count on me to, connect the two of you together immediately after this meeting. And Madam Susan, thank you very much for actually, coming into this event. I was so surprised. I must let you know, I am surprised that you are here because I understand how many other Zoom meetings and actually your responsibilities to do. It shows that you are young at heart, youth at heart, and then you are still in the youth. So, Comrade Okon, our national president of Ytdo, I think we should give a fellow. We should make Madam Susan a fellow of Ytdo. Okay, she's so passionate, maybe more passionate than myself about tourism, domestic tourism. She launched the hashtag domestic tourism Nanta at the inception of the lockdown, and then everybody began to share 2-3 minute video of domestic tourism in their state, and it was very, very fantastic. Also, Madam Susan has been a constant panelist on my TBS webinars, and I'm so happy she's part of this webinar that TBS is co-hosting with Ytdo Nigeria. So I've talked enough. Ms. B, over to you.
Thank you so much. Well, because of the likes of Madam Susan as well, we would want to still comment on some of the things that we have said so far, take questions. But because I think Mr. Jose had some pictures and some things that I caught him on. So at this point, since we have taken most of all the panelists, except Mr. Kingsley comes around, maybe Mr. Jose might want to still share some of those pictures and make a few comments before we move to any other thing, and then the question and answer session very briefly so that we don't keep everybody here. But for the benefit of the NANTA president, this webinar has been such that it's not just about talk. Our panelists for the past few moments we've been here before you came had helped us to understand the treasures that we have in this country that needs to be, enhanced, that needs to be showcased to the world, that needs or has potentials for investment, so that even with or without the government, there's some things that the community can already do, the state government can already do. So a lot of it has been what we will say an appeal and a call to action, a clarion call for those that are all linked to these sites to make it happen, really. So there's been a lot, and we hope to still hear a few things as we wrap up. But I would say, Mr. Jose, to take this opportunity to show us some of the sites he wanted to show us very briefly, please, so that we don't keep the audience here longer than necessary. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. B, and also to Captain Emmanuel. Thank you very much for this opportunity. So let me quickly share the photos so the audience can understand a lot better my presentation earlier regarding Oguta Lake Resorts in Imo State. So I don't know if you can see my screen right now. So that is the confluence. If you can see the river, the lake itself, you'll see one has a brownish color and the other one has a crystal color. So that's the confluence there for the Oguta Lake itself. Now, the next is the resorts. Honestly, if you, the photos from these resorts, you would find it very difficult to believe that this is even in Imo, let alone in Nigeria, let alone in Imo. So I don't know if at this point you can still see my screen. This is for the boat cruise. This boat has a capacity to take up to...
Mr. Dozier, we are not seeing your boat.
What are you seeing at the moment, please, if you don't mind?
Just the conference. We are still seeing the conference that you showed us, the water.
Let me move then. Sorry, people. I'm doing that pretty quick. Okay, so the next one is the resort itself. Then just a moment. Okay, this is it. This is an aerial view of the resort. Amazing place to be. And this has a lot of activities, like I explained earlier, down to swimming, golfing, jet skiing. They have a pedal boat. There's a lot you can do here. So with this, one more photo, please. And then that's the, when I spoke about the recreational fishing, you would see amazing catch from the lake itself. This is not a Photoshop. This is just by the lake. So I don't know if you can see this. This is amazing. So please, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm hoping Oguta Lake soon, and then especially the resorts, Crystal Lake Resorts at the Oguta Lake, and then have an amazing time. Thank you so much, everyone. Happy World Tourism Day once again.
Thank you so much, Jose, for that. That fish looks delicious already, ready to be eaten. If that's what I saw, really.
I think I'm hungry right now. I think I'm hungry, Mr. Jose. You are responsible for that.
Of course. Right. Thank you.
Miss B,
so,
sorry, Miss B. I just I was informed officially that we also have another very important executive of NANTA in the house, in person of Mr. Yinka Folami. Mr. Yinka Folami is actually the Vice President of the National Association of Nigerian Travel Agencies. Mr. Yinka, thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate it on behalf of YTDO Nigeria and on behalf of all the conveners, moderators, and panelists. I want to appreciate you for being in the house. Thank you very much, Mr. Yinka Folami. It's be over to you now.
Okay. So, Captain, I think at this point, I will declare that if there are questions and comments, because I think we have taken all the panelists so far that have managed to connect seamlessly without any issue. And like you said, we're in Nigeria. We apologize to the audience, but we've tried and they have tried their best even before today, checking all this. But sometimes there are some things that are beyond your control, really. So we would have loved to have the panelists from Enugu, from Ekiti and Bauchi as confirmed they will be here, but they are not here. We wonder if they might still come on board. But at this point, Captain, I guess it might be a good idea for us to sort of look at some of the things that have come up, and then if there are any questions or more comments from the audience, we will take that now, really. So, Captain.
All right, Ms. B, thank you very much. Like I said earlier to our audiences that there's be a Q&A session, and now is the time because we don't really want to keep you longer than usual. And also, I would like to, since we have allowed Mr. Tazan for his remark, I think we have more to hear from the YTDO National President, which if you don't mind, Ms. B, I'd like, before we go into the Q&A section, to bring on Comrade Emmanuel Okon to respond and react to some of the issues that has actually been highlighted, and also to give us any goodwill messages that he may have. So, Comrade, Can you unmute your microphone, sir?
For the effort put into today's event. I am so elated. I believe if we continue like this, our tourism industry, at least through the effort of the individual and group practitioners, we will be able to assist or complement the government to actually be on their toes. Because right now, if we just sit back to believe that the government is not doing this, is not doing that, yes, the government has its own major contributions, which we know it's a lot very, very important. And then we mustn't sit back. We should continue to move forward to ensure that we actually push the government to do their own bits. Yes, the youth are very, very critical if tourism must be developed. Yesterday's youth are today's leaders. And of course, the youth of today will also be the leaders of tomorrow. And that is why the youth and organized youth tourism is very, very important to the development of mainstream tourism development. Well, we have not been working. We have been trying. The Ytdo Nigeria has been trying its best, and I thank God for this event. And I believe that as we move on, we will come up with more events that will actually, bring in more youth, to move along the vanguards of tourism development in this country. I want to actually thank all the panelists, the moderators, and the host of this event for doing its best to ensure that this event takes place. Maybe before I go, because I have to be very brief and concise because of time, please let's see how we can bring all the panelists from all the states today to a meeting, so that we actually move ahead to facilitate the formation of the Ytdo Nigeria across the states. Of course, that will go a long way to enable us come together to be able to have a conference. The leadership needs to be changed. I am just saying this from the bottom of my heart, that we need to come together to actually facilitate the emergence of a new leadership for the Youth Tourism Development Organization. So I want to wish everyone a happy World Tourism Day celebration. And of course, we should always put our axes together to ensure that we move the tourism industry forward. Thank you so much. Hello?
Captain, over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Captain?
All right, Miss B.
All right.
I am switching over, as I told you. Okay. I want to apologize at this point to all the panelists and participants. Like you are all aware that we are having a World Tourism Day celebration at Owala Dam, and I am the main organizer.
Hello, thank you. I think I'm done. The network is over.
I should already be at Owala Dam now. So, Miss B, officially have transferred the host to you, and that means you have all the powers to moderate and also end the meeting when the meeting is done. I want to appreciate Madam Susan for being here. I want to appreciate Nanta for identifying the Ytdo. Mr. Tazan,
hello. I hope you are with me.
I will be connecting you and.
Hello, Captain Emmanuel.
Yes. Oh, yes, Mr. Folami, is that you? Oh.
Hello.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Can hear
Is
you.
that Mr. Folabi?
I'm done.
Okay, yes. We know. Thank you very much, sir. Our able president, Comrade Okun. We really appreciate you for the time. And then I was just trying to, officially sign out on this powerful edition of World Tourism Day. Miss B, you are in charge now. And apologies to all the panelists and to my audience. I would have loved so much to be with you to the end of this session, but Owala Dam is about an hour's drive from here, and the program is starting by 4 p.m. As the main organizer, I need to move things to the side and also put the side in place. So those of you who want to join us in Owala Dam, we'll be there till tomorrow night here. From there, we move to 3G side. So you might want to join us tomorrow also. So Miss B, over to you. And Pascal and Ms. Abiodun Yepaye, Mr. Tazan, please, apologies, deep apologies. Just trying to do the job you have sent me to make sure that we put boots on the ground. Yes, 2 days ago I was on site. I had to join the local community guys to, with hands and cutlasses to uproot grasses and clear the ground. And my team was like, Captain, you can't be joining us to uproot grass. I said, no, tourism requires getting our hands dirty and putting boots on ground. And that's exactly what I want to close with. So this is my closing remark, and also this is my saying bye-bye to everyone. So Miss B, you are the host now. You can end this meeting when you're done. Thank you very much, everyone. And then I'll see you on the other side physically.
Thank you so much,
Bye
Captain. Thank you so much. Really, you are very much appreciated. So, dear audience, that was Captain, my co-moderator. I will try not to feel alone now that he has gone, because I have the support of all of you here. But we have really...
Please don't feel alone, please.
Thank you.
You can do this.
Thank you so much. So, like I said, we have really listened to all the panelists. There have been a lot said, and we want to take some few questions, remarks. We want to highlight some of the things that have been said, which is a lot, really. There are some comments that have come in the chat. I will still ask Pascal, but I know that somebody called Louis had raised his hand. Maybe he wanted to make a comment. So we will try to take some of those comments as well and listen to them. But you might agree with me that from all we have heard from the panelists, we definitely have a lot of products, a lot of things to offer the world and offer Africa. And just like the president of NANTAM, Mrs. Susan has said, I've been on a number of webinars, she has been, and Captain, and a lot is being discussed. So this is about even highlighting those things more and making investors and the state government and all those who are interested to drive this industry forward be aware of what is available short term, because I talk about the fact that most of these things, they're not rocket science. They are things we can already do, actionable things. And the templates are on ground, the products are on ground. Somebody asked the question or it made a comment that how do we create value around tourism? I think there are so many ways we will create this value. If one site is developed in a particular place, it can create value for many other things. It can drive so many other things. So we will want to take some questions, some comments, other highlights that might be useful, because this is a recorded event. It's going to be played. Other people will hear it later. So it's worthwhile if we have some other things we want to share with the audience. Please let us know in the chat box. So I don't know if Mr. Luis is around at the moment. He had raised up his hand that he wanted to make a comment. This will be the time for you to unmute yourself and make a comment. And if the panelist or any other person here in the audience wants to also still say one or two things, this is the time for that. And thereafter that, we will take the closing remark from one of our conveners, except Mr. Pascal might have other things also to share with us. So on this note, I will just be waiting to hear if there's any other person that wants to make a comment and share with us. Thank you. Mr. Luis, are we around? Mr. Luis, are we there? Any other comments from the audience? Mr. Pascal? Mr. Pascal? Are you there? Mr. Pascal, are you there? Hello, Mr. Pascal. Mr. Pascal, are you there? Well, I think now that Madam Susan is here, maybe I should just take this opportunity. Maybe she can help us or comment on some things with what we are talking about so far. Can you, if you can hear me? Okay, Mr. Abe has raised his hand. Mr. Abe, can you unmute yourself? I hope we can unmute ourselves because I know Captain had muted the participants, and now that he has left, I hope we are not left muted. So Mr. Abe, if you can unmute yourself, I can see your hand raised up, then we can hear you. Mr. Abe, wow, I hope you are not permanently muted by Captain. Mr. Abe Biodun, can you hear me? Mr. Abe, can you hear me?
I can, but I cannot unmute.
Wow, okay, you can, wow. I
He said he
think
can hear
Captain,
you.
yes, I think we have to get Captain to unmute everybody. My gosh. Maybe he has muted everybody permanently. Let me see if I get him to unmute us because we forgot to tell him. So maybe he has muted everybody. That is terrible. Now we need everybody's voice back now. Let me see before he disappears from wherever. He is, so that he can unmute everybody. So I'm sure everybody, is there any other person that can unmute themselves and that might want to comment? Maybe that's why Pascal too is muted. Okay, okay, who is speaking now? I'm muted apart from myself. Hello, Captain. Hello.
He can.
Hello, I'm hearing somebody's voice, but I'm not sure who's speaking. Are we all? Hello? I'm just trying to get Captain to unmute everybody.
He has to do that because Abiodun
Yes.
is muted.
Yes. Please, who is speaking? So if not, we cannot talk or have a discussion. So sorry, I just sent him a message because I couldn't get him on the phone. So let's see. Okay, anybody else? Sabi, are you on? No, okay. I'm still waiting for Captain's response. I hope he will respond. I'm still waiting for his response to see that we need him to unmute the participant. Hello, Captain. Hello, Captain. Okay, sorry, I have the headphone plug. You have muted all of. Ah, okay, thank God. Okay, I've seen. Okay, thank you. Okay, Okay. Okay, thank you. So all the best. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, then. Okay. 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 All right. I will do that. Okay. Thank you. Okay. All right, dear audience, sorry about that. So I think that Mr. Ade, are you there? You have unmuted yourself. You wanted to make a comment.
Yes.
Okay. So we're all yours. Yes.
All right. I want to thank everybody and I want to greet everybody for this World Tourism Day webinar. I am so much delighted because this is a vision that we have been thinking about, that we have been looking at, and there it is that we all have it, that we have youth taking their responsibility in the tourism industry. For so long a time, we've been into World Tourism Day celebration being our primary constituency for those of us that love tourism and study tourism. And on it, as a big platform that encompasses a lot of industry, we believe that it's a day that must be honored and be celebrated. And that is why we, on our own part as a youth, have tried several years to form signages among ourselves to make sure that these days is being celebrated. I remember when we started, it was just like fewer of us, but we try to expand to different states, different institutions back then. And afterwards, we've been trying to do it in our own way. And here we are today, having a platform in which professionals, people that are made investors can, relate with us, and even to the extent of highlighting the attractions in which investors can develop for us as a nation or as a sector. This is something that is makes me happy because there is no other thing that I derive joy from than seeing tourism grow in Nigeria, seeing tourism develop in Nigeria. And I so much appreciate everyone that has contributed in one way or the other. I just want us to know that local tourism is something that must be developed in Nigeria because this is our own. If you move from one state to another, there should be an attraction that we must focus on in our locality to develop. And this is the point, the main reason of we are setting up this. And I can see different people have been showcasing what they have in their different states, which is something that is so enormous. I really appreciate every one of us that has contributed their quotas in one way or the other, and all our stakeholders that have, uh, talked about this. Also, our national president for coming on and giving us highlights. We really appreciate all of you. I just want to say that the youth need to take charge. We must take charge because there is no one that's going to do it for us. We will try our best, and with the help of God and the government and the investors, we know that Nigeria is going to be the hub of tourism in the years to come in the world, in Africa, and in the world at large, by God's grace. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ade, for that comment. Definitely, I'm sure we all have appreciated and understood a lot from that as well. So I don't know if there's any other person that would want to share one or two things with us. I saw Mr. Louis' hand raised a few moments ago. I'm not sure if he's still in the house or in the audience. And if there are other people that you would like to talk to, just let me know so that I can unmute or ask you to unmute yourself so that we can move ahead as well. But definitely a lot has come up today. There's a need to appeal to our government, to the leadership in place. There's the need to appeal to the states where all our different panelists have come from to understand the value of the tourism products that they have. Because like we keep saying, just developing one drives the value for many, many other things and others that exist there. If we all remember or know the Eiffel Tower in Paris, that tower alone, man-made. The power of that tower, what it drives in that economy, it's amazing. And that's just one tower, not even thinking about the natural endowments that that country has. We have so much, you know, waterway, fashion, culture, just name it. Just concentrating on one or some in a particular community is already enough to drive so many things. So this is what this is about, so that we don't just keep describing and talking about this destination. There is a need for action. There is a need to move ahead. There's a need to make sure that we get people to invest in these possibilities that we have, because we have so many teeming youths around. We have so many people wanting jobs, and there's so much a chance to make, you know, generate revenue. Many of our panelists have talked today about just boat rides, fishing nets village. Anaga talked about Lagos. There are many places that just with a ticket of 1,000 or 500, and you know, numbers, there's power in numbers. When you have a lot of traffic being driven to a particular site, even just a minimal amount will definitely generate revenue. So there is no doubt, we are not talking about something that is a myth or that something that is not doable. Is doable. And even Mr. Tarzan has shared his own experience with us and made us realize that this is possible. We just need the enabling environment, the enabling leadership to make it happen. And we don't want to be people that make things or hear that things have happened. We want to make things happen. So I see the hands of Mr. Dozie raised up. Mr. Dozie, unmute yourself, or let me know if I need to unmute you, and then I will do so immediately so that we can hear what you have to share with us. Thank you. Can you unmute yourself, or I need to unmute you? Okay. Okay, so I have clicked on that. Okay.
Okay, hello everyone. Just as a recap from my own end, I want to thank everyone sincerely, and then also to encourage us all. Sharing the words goes a long way. I'll give you an instance. Yesterday, I was actually at Uguta. I got back to Lagos yesterday, or the day before rather. As I was coming back, I met an old classmate, and I shared with him photos I got from Uguta Lake. Right there and then, he told me, oh, why don't you put something together for our old boys, secondary school old boys association for December? And that's it. And now plan is on the way for us to have a group visit that resort during the Christmas season. As I got back to Lagos, a brother and friend we stay together, I showed him photos. He was telling me, okay, I'm going back to Anambra and make sure I visit with a friend. Now, us sharing the word as well goes a long way. Everything wouldn't be, in as much as the gigantic efforts, we expect some giant strides from the government, but there are little things we can do on our part to also drive tourism. Thank you very much. That'll be all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jose, for that. So without a doubt, we're on the same page. We are all very aware that there's nothing that is too small. The possibilities are endless. The possibilities are amazing. The possibilities are there. It's just for us to tap into the opportunities we have. And if we don't, perhaps somebody else is going to come and tap into it for us. And that will be a pity. That will be really sad. So I guess we all have this responsibility. We're very grateful, like Mrs. Susan said, and I say that also for COVID, for opening our eyes, because I have said before even COVID that a lot of our tour people were busy selling other countries, Dubai, the US, France. But now COVID has opened our eyes to know that we have such treasures here in this country that needs to be sold, that needs to be sustained, that needs to be enhanced, that needs to be developed, you know, just name it. And Mrs. Susan cannot even say too much, because everybody now seems to be more aware. But the question is, we need to act. There needs to be more action, less talking, and really going into actionable things. And I think a lot of our passionate panelists today have shown that they're very much, hands-on in this story side, taking people there, noting the things that need to be done, and we need to make more noise, we need to create more awareness, we need to appeal. I would say personally here that one of the things I was thinking about is the fact that if there's any political person that wants to come in now for any election, he should show us which tourism site or product he has developed before he wants our vote, really. Because if you have not developed anything where you live, where you stay, then what's the guarantee that you're going to develop anything in our country even? I don't think it is. So I think we should start challenging the leadership and challenging everybody that is linked to this site, that what can they do in that community. And it was great to hear, I can't remember which of the panelists that was saying, well, a road has been done. Okay, I think it was the Cashew Island. That sounds fascinating. That sounds fantastic already. That is already a gold mine. And we all know, we have all heard that, look, tourism is the new gold, new oil, really. So if we don't do something, then who is going to do it then? So if there's any other comment, I think we have been all left excited, convinced. I think you would agree with me, and so that we can now move ahead and say, what can I do for tourism from after today and from after this YTW 2020 event that is still going on and is going to be a blast, come tomorrow. So still thanking you and still waiting if there are comments or other things we would like to share with the audience here. I would like to call on Pascal also. Maybe he wants to also say a few things at this point in time, if he's there, because I know there have been a bit of challenge with the network and all. So I don't know if Pascal, we want to just thank the audience or make one or two comments also while we wait for if there's any other person to share with us here. Thank you. So Mr. Pascal, are you there? Do I need to unmute you? Let me check. Let's see. I don't seem to be seeing your name on my list. How come? Let's see. Mr. Pascal, can you hear me? I don't seem to be seeing you on my list. I'm sure. Okay. Okay, I found you. I found you. So, Mr. Pascal, can you try to unmute now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Ms. B. Right. I quite appreciate all the panelists, all the moderators. You and Captain, you've done a fantastic job. I just want to encourage us that there is more to what we can do and what we can achieve in tourism. I appreciate all the presidents of various tourism associations for joining us. It's a clarion call that there is need. There is a lot of things we need to do. We need to come together and form a bond, a synergy. We need to network to see how we can achieve this great thing in tourism. In this industry, tourism is our own, and Nigeria is really embedded. Nigeria is really rich in tourism. Our culture is something else. So please and please, once again, I want to encourage every one of us to come up with ideas, innovations, support. Let's reach out to people. Let's reach out to as many people as possible so that we can beat our chest and say, yes, we have an industry and the future of tourism in this country will be very great. Once again, I appreciate everybody. My co-convener, I appreciate him, Mr. Tazan, my national president of Ytdo, I appreciate everybody for coming around. And I wish everybody a successful and outstanding World Tourism Day preparation come tomorrow. Thank you so much and God bless.
Thank you for that, Pascal. And at this point, I will take another comment from Mr. Akeju that has raised his hand. Mr. Akeju, it's a pleasure to have you share with us some of your thoughts also. Let me see if you're muted and I need to mute you. Can you unmute yourself? Okay, I will just unmute you now in a moment, Mr. Akeju. One moment, please. Okay. Mr. Keju, okay.
Yes.
All right.
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
thank you
you.
very much for
Right.
this webinar. But anyway, I don't join the meeting earlier. I just joined it quite long.
Right.
You know, I've been in tourism quite time. I love tourism. I want to be in tourism. In fact, I want to be a full member. But I don't know what you are say, but I want to say one or two things.
Right.
More appreciate if what this president or other things can meet up with some, let me say, some urbans in some communities. Because there's so many places that you don't know that be tourism there. Can meet up with them, have a meeting with them, you can discover a new tourism then you can go to the state government of that state so that government tourism in Nigeria can grow. That's the thing I can say about it. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We can't even more than agree with you. There is a need to definitely meet different stakeholders in the communities where this tourist sites, the community, the host communities, that's for sure. So it's also part of the clarion call that Pascal has mentioned, you know, for those of us that have the links in these places to try, and we cannot give up. Some people have tried, some people have commented during this webinar as well in other webinars, but we can't give up. We have to keep pushing, we have to keep encouraging, we have to keep sensitizing, we have to keep educating all those that are linked with this and make them realize that when it's done, it's going to benefit everybody, the common good, really, and nobody will be left out from the benefits. But we need to get it going, we need to do something, and we need to be on hands to make it happen. So thank you so much, Mr. Keju, for that. It's definitely needed. So on this note, I want to ask as well if there are other people that would want to share their thoughts. If not, I will take the permission from the convener to know that we are going to call it a day, and finally thank everybody that has attended this webinar. Of course, if there are different things that we want to collaborate with, the convener is very available for him to link you up with the different panelists so that you will be able to know who is who and who can do what. So with that, then we would ask Mr. Abe to take the closing remark if there's no other comment from the floor. Thank you so much for being part of this, and we wish you a YTW 2020 celebration as we continue from today. So if Mr. Abe is in the house, then we will take his comment. Okay, I will just unmute him. And Mr. Akeju, yes, we would like to link up with you as well, and the panelists and convener will definitely get across to you. So let me just unmute Mr. Abe for the final comment. Thank you. Mr. Abe, you're muted.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to give glory to God for the opportunity of hosting this webinar for the World Tourism Day 2020. And I would also want to appreciate everybody that has in one way or the other been part of this World Tourism Day webinar. I will start with our national president, Mr. Okon, for giving us his time and giving us a full support to go on with the webinar. And I'm also going to appreciate our patron, the one I call the pillar of tourism in Nigeria, Mr. Shikoni Tazan. And also the Nantan president, the VP of the Nantan, Mr. Captain, our host, Ms. B, the second host. They have been doing a wonderful job over the past couple of weeks, because this thing is not something that is easy. We've done a series of test run, and kudos to these two people for what they have done. And my co-convenant too, Pascal, I want to appreciate him for the sleepless night and everybody that has represented one state or the other. We say a big thanks to you for you making us proud as a youth, you showcasing what you have in your various states and projecting it to the national. We appreciate you. We pray that our aims and ambition for the tourism sectors in Nigeria will be realized by God's grace. And all the investors that we want them to come and invest in Nigerian tourism, they will see through and see the need and the reason for them to come and invest in Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. God bless our local tourist attraction. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abe, for that wonderful closing remark. So on this note, I want to take the permission to maybe briefly hand over to Pascal, or if Pascal gives me the permission to now say this event has come to a close, and a wonderful close as well. We look forward to seeing all of you in the next event. But before I say it has come to an end, let me get a go ahead from the convener, the second convener of this event. So Mr. Pascal, will you unmute yourself and give us the permission to say we adjourn this event and come to a close. Thank you. Mr. Pascal, are you there? I don't know if we have lost him. Mr. Abe, do you know if Mr. Pascal is still around?
He's around.
Okay.
He's around. I guess it's the network.
Okay. Mr. Pascal, if you can hear me, just to hear your voice to say you declare this event that we would love to be here still for a while closed. Let us know if it's been a remarkable time and it's time to now call it a day and click a few glasses of champagne to say, hooray, it has all come to a wonderful end. So, Mr. Abe, if Mr. Pascal is not there, then it means I will have to ask you then on his behalf to let us know if this is the time to go and take a drink and say, hooray, it's over now.
I think we've done our best, and this is the time to go and take a drink and say, hooray.
Thank you so much. So, Mr. Tarzan, thank you for staying with us till this time. Mrs. Susan, thank you also for being with us. It's been wonderful having you all here. So, on this note, and on behalf of myself and Captain that have been moderating, I say thank you and have a wonderful YTW 2020 day, starting again tomorrow from today. Thank you. So because we are hospitality people, I will try to hang around and make all my audience leave, in a very hospitable way, and then I will log out from the meeting after that then. So have a wonderful day and God bless.
I will suggest Alosi Bayasa